And I think we're live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Another Wednesday, February 15th. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day if you celebrated it. We did not. We typically in the past just do like Valentine's Day at home because going out, everybody else is out and it's chaotic. So we are going, Aaron and I are going to dinner later on, which should be nice. We wanted to do something because it's our first and last Valentine's Day married without having a baby. So we're gonna go get food later on, but hope everyone's doing well. We've got Dutch Dude in the chat, Turtles in the house, nice, Digital Dragon, Matrix, Mike, Buren, Jose, I saw Lisa a second ago, Alien, I hope you're feeling better. I think I just said Bardicus, Chris, Linus, Matthew, yeah, I hope everyone's doing awesome. Today we are going to be continuing on the Mercury 1.1. We are going to be the Mercury 1.1 part of it's done. We're going to be continuing on with the Hydra, which is the 3-point bed tramming system that's awesome. And with that, it's going to allow us to use this super beefy Mix 6 bed from Fabrico. That is, we measured the thickness. I can't remember it offhand right now. It is disgustingly thick. I think, let's try it one more time. I guess I got calipers, but there's a ruler right here. It looks like 10 millimeters thick. This is insane. So not only is it super thick and flat, it's also 275 millimeters in X and Y. So we are gaining some build volume, although Turtle has told me that there is a slight bit that's lost in one direction because of the tool head, and I can't remember. But regardless, we are gaining build volume, which is really cool. Last week we built the arms. We built the arms for the Hydra, and we installed the skirts, which look gorgeous, and we removed the electronics. So this week, we are going to be installing the 3 linear rails. We're going to be installing the 3 motors for the Z-axis. We're going to be installing the arms and hopefully the bed. So that way I can do a little bit of wiring between this week and next week. And next week we'll see where we're at with wiring and maybe power things on. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit overly optimistic. Yes, truly a thick boy. Yeah, it is crazy, nuts. Valentine's spent with me, myself, and I. That's a great way to spend Valentine's. Hey, Malcolm, is that a dual spool holder? Yeah, so I talked about this. This is a, can I get a better shot for you guys? So I switched, same camera, but different lens today. The downside is it's not a zoom lens, so I have to physically move everybody. Plus side is it is way crisper than the kit lens that it comes with. So I tried with the zoom lens and I just wasn't happy with the picture quality. So this is the current spool holder. Let's see if I can tap to focus, and yep, there we go. So it's a mod, and it's an official mod that I think, if I remember the date, it was released 2020. And so the nice things about it is there's bearings inside of here. So, I mean, super silky smooth spinning motion. There is a threaded rod that goes through here. Downside is this, is that even with me printing with lots of walls and infill and this being ABS, there's flex. And I don't like that. And I also, when I look at the 2020 extrusion that it's attached to, right, you can't see it. The 2020 extrusion it's bolted to right here, I can see it slightly flexing. So I initially wasn't sure what I was going to be doing for the filament holders. And so I was like, oh, we'll do this. I'm not going to be keeping this. I'm keeping it for now. It's fine for just testing things out. Long term, I want to move the spool holding solution much lower down on the printer, so that way it's not causing any sort of fluctuation with the frame or, you know, causing any issues. So yeah, it's super low friction. The bearings, actually, ironically, funny story, totally not important, but the bearings inside here were from the fidget spinner days. And so when this was probably 4 or 5 years ago, when fidget spinners were first making their waves, I was selling them on eBay, 3D printed ones. And so I bought a bunch of these bearings, and these ones were ones that I treated, where I removed the side caps, I soaked them in acetone, I greased them. So yeah, they spin great because they're made for the fidget spinner treated ones. Hey, what's up, Pi? So yeah, the picture quality should be really nice. It's it's a Sigma lens that I shoot most of my videos with. So any other things that have changed since last week? Let's see. So if anyone that was here last week, when I was removing the switch, let's see. When I was removing the switch, let's hold on again. I can't zoom in, so I physically have to move everybody. So we're gonna have a little bit of crazy movement. So this switch, when I removed it from the Ender 5 body, there's a clip on the back that holds it in place. I totally snapped it. I don't know if it was just me being clumsy or if it's a quite common thing that happens, but I found what I thought was a one-to-one replacement off of Amazon, and it's not quite a one-to-one. So it's a little bit too loose. So basically, like if you have it in here, you can see it goes up and down a bit, and then left and right, not quite so much. But Turtle is going to be slightly modifying this foot right here for me. I just need to take this out, take some measurements, and print a few rectangles to find the right fit. And I meant to do that. I told him I would do it 3 days ago and still have not. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. And then the other thing that I changed out is last week. So this is the back center leg, and this is the one we built on stream last week. Well, I think 48 hours ago, roughly, Turtle messaged me showing me a very cool new version of it. And so here's the new version. I converted everything over. The main difference is that it has 3 holes for threaded inserts that allow you to mount Wagos. And so there's 3 slots for the two wire Wagos, and so I'm going to use that for the bed, for live, neutral, and ground. And then the thermistor, I'm likely going to just use a connector. I think I have in my wiring kit some microfit 3.0 like male and female plugs, so I'll probably just end up using that. So I might have the same switch of yours is loose. You might, Turtle, because I know that a few of the things that you had recommended on Amazon were ones that I was going to buy or did buy, and I got it off of Amazon. So if you want later, I can send you the link for the ones I bought, and I would not be surprised if it matches up, because it was definitely like the best price to reviews, which is normally what I get. So story of my life, I need 36 hours a day. I found a bearing, let me see here, let me read really quick here. Let's see, I found bearing filament rollers roll too freely to the point where one good tug from the extruder can spin the roll enough to pop the filament off. Interesting. That I could see that happening. I haven't experienced that, but I haven't actually used too many. Pi recommended these ones. These are awesome. So I have 2 of them right now, and they use the same 608 skateboard style bearings, and they've got this platform, and you've got a slot to hold your spool in place on this side, and then you know, it just kind of sits wherever. But these printed parts spin, and they spin good, like really smooth, but not too much to where it's going to basically do what you're saying. And these are awesome. I was using the little, like the tush, which I don't even have them anymore. I broke them to harvest their bearings for these after. But the tush ones I used before are just 2 little, like basically this, but without being connected. And the downside with that is that you have to sort of balance them, and I've had them fall over. This is really nice. It uses quite a few screws to secure it. And then you've also got these little rubber grips on the bottom to keep it from sliding around. But this is an awesome, this is probably my favorite non-printer mounted spool holder thing I've seen. And they even have one, I think, if I remember, for larger spools as well. So that's really cool. Hey, Nitram, happy Wednesday. Andrew, how's it going? Nights. Mine was a 6-pack. Then we probably got the same ones. Let me, 1 second here. I'll post it really quick. And then we're going to get to doing things. Let's see. Oh, great. What is my password? Maybe? Nope. 1 second. If I can't figure it out, we'll do it after. Okay, last try. I fail. I'll find it later. I think mine was a 6-pack as well. It was either a 5 or 6, for sure though. Hey, MakerDeck's here. Carl's here too. Wow, a lot of people. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so today we are going to be, again, continuing with the Hydra. So let me pull this up here. Let's see, desktop. Oh, also, Dutch, I did take a look at your video in the 60 seconds prior to this going live, and it looks awesome. Super excited to see that for all the things for this. All right, Hydra. Empty frame we did. I think the main part of it is in the images, which is going to be... I'm a goofball, I'm under the wrong thing. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so the plan of attack is we're gonna install the extrusion right here, which is going to be going, let's go for the back view, back center. So we're gonna use one of these aluminum corner brackets, two of these aluminum corner brackets up top, and then the motor mount on the very bottom here. So I think that's the first thing we'll do. And then once we get that in place, we can start mounting the 3 linear rails. Might need some monster. You seem tired. Do I seem tired? Okay, I won't lie. 40 minutes ago, I was napping. So I do have a monster, and I'm coming to, but I'd be lying if I said I normally Wednesdays, I call my parents in the morning just to check in, see how their week's going. We started it like a month and a half ago, and I've been enjoying it. So I was ready to call them, and then my mom texted me saying she had to go into work early today. And so the second I got that text, I said, well, I got the stream set up before the call, so I'm going to take a nap. So I will, the energy will rise as we get further and further into this stream. Tip link isn't working. Huh, I don't know. I had the tip link set up prior to the channel being monetized, so I think most just use super chats, but I don't know. I can check the link. I can check the link afterwards. Let's see. Just wanted to make sure. Oh yeah. No, I'm okay. I was up until 2 a.m. last night working on Discord stuff. I had been saying for a while I was going to do a couple of things, and I've been so busy lately that things have not been getting done, and so I sat down and finally decided, nope, I need to do the things I said I was going to do on Discord. So I did that last night, and that took quite a while to draft a few things and make some changes and all that stuff. But no, I'm good. I'm doing good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just measure. Nope, I'm goofing. It needs to on the backside. I'm going to find the center point on this extrusion. Thank you for checking. If I had something going on, I probably would cancel the stream or something if it was... Okay, so we've got 300 millimeters to right there, plus additional... So it looks like 330. Looks like 330 is the length. Let's peel this. You need to get rested for the new baby. Yeah, everyone keeps saying that, but it's tough. On top of that too, like Erin doesn't sleep well anymore because of the fact that she's so far along in the pregnancy, and I need to help her a fair bit at nighttime. So she tweaked a nerve in her neck this week, so the last 2 days have been brutal for her, even more so. So it's not her fault that I'm tired, but there's a lot of other contributing factors. So hey, what's up, Tom Mama? These should be exactly 20 mil, so we're doing, let's see. What did I say? It was 330, right? So we're doing 330 minus our 20 from our extrusion divided by 2. So 155 millimeters is where we want this at. So, oh man. Baron, thank you very much for the $19.99. Today was payday. Oh, it's doing the bot. Take some of my money before my printers do. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was just talking to Turtle about power supplies because I was looking at his wiring, and he has the skinnier power supply for his Mercury 1, and maybe I'll put it towards the better quality power supply for this build or something like that. I'm planning on doing I think on this printer. So I might put it towards can for this printer or something like that. So we'll see. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Happy happy Wednesday, happy payday, and thank you. Hey, Ted's here, Booty's here. A lot of people here. 007, what's going on? Hope the neck. Yeah, her neck is doing better officially today. She's actually going. She has an appointment in 45 minutes to get a massage. I think it'll be the first massage she has ever gotten in the 7 years, like the first time she's gone to get a massage in the 7 years we've been together. And yesterday she was talking to her sister, and I'm like, hey, get a Valentine's Day, like for Valentine's Day, if you want a massage, go get one. So she's getting I don't know, like a prenatal massage or whatever. I don't know massages. All right, so we are going to be attaching this extrusion in the center. I'm going to start by, can you guys see, or is my face blocking? It looks like my face is blocking what's happening. Let's move you guys over here. Hey, Zombie's in the house. What's going on? DigiTouch has the only can system that I could find that supports the BL Touch, which is required for the Ender 5 Plus. Oh, interesting. I have Big Tree Tech's can stuff here for a video, but I think that I want to do all of the can installation prior to making the video to gain a bit more familiarity, so I'll probably order another set. Okay, so as far as, let me see here, as far as mounting these, Dutch or Turtle, what are we using for the corner brackets? I'm assuming they're M5 8s, probably, right? And M5 T-nuts. Zombie is everywhere. I'm still waiting on my Bittertech order, been over a month. Yeah, I'm bummed out. I am bummed out because I placed a pretty decent sized order off of AliExpress from Mellow. I ordered a rep board. I ordered a screen, I ordered a Dragonfly hot end, and I ordered some extruder gears, and it's gone. Like it got lost. It hit California and was on its way here, and then there's just been no updates in like 5 days, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on with it. Okay, so we've got M5 by 8s, which makes me think this is probably what we're going to be using. They're button heads, which shouldn't be an issue. Let me just make sure there's nothing else here. We got M5 10s. Yeah, I'm assuming this is what we're going to be using. It might be M5. Okay, 510s. Let me test fit this and see how far through we get. Let's go side cam. Oh. What happened? Oh, there we go. Why is it not? Wait, it changed to manual focus? Nope. I think my camera's tripping out. Okay, so let's see what the M510s do. I haven't had bad experience, but their can stuff is out of stock. Oh, gotcha. Let's see. That looks like it should be enough, but I think that's probably enough. Let's grab one. Let's grab one of the M5 by 10s and just do a comparison really quick. Yeah, it sucks. I ordered a few things off of AliExpress, and they showed up really quickly, so I thought that I was in the clear again because I had some issues with them in the past. So I placed this kind of larger order, and then I don't know what's going on with UPS and the whole transfer. Yeah, we're going with M510s. There's enough clearance to not scratch the extrusion, and I think I'll have an easier time. We'll go with this. Okay, so we are going to do a few things here. Hey, Major Gamer Geek, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome. All right, so we're gonna have one of these going in on this side, You know what? We're gonna need more of them, aren't we? Because we're also gonna need them for... We're also gonna need 2 more of them for the printed part. So let's go ahead and insert one on this side. Nope. That's right. These are the I remember this. These are the different extrusions that they don't slide in quite as easily and they frustrate me. So I'm gonna quickly pop this out and I'm just going to slide them in from the side. You can totally slide these in without going from the sides, but the extrusions there's 2 different types of extrusions, and the V-slot ones are tougher to get them to turn in. You can't see this probably. Let me see. Yeah, so this is the one that comes in the Hydra kit, and it's V-slot versus the other type of slot, and it's just tougher to turn them versus the ones that have flat walls. Turtle says insert 2 on the other side. Yeah, I'll do that right now. Everyone got to watch me struggle with the x-axis when we were doing the initial conversion. So we got 2 on one side, and then I'm just going to put 2 in on the bottom. Like this. And like this. All right, so that is good. We'll get this back in place. Try not to scratch. Hey, Mr. Minden, thank you very much for becoming a member. Welcome. All right, so we've got these in place. Next thing we're going to do, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this. Probably install them onto here. On both sides of here, the corner brackets, and then I can wiggle it back and forth until I'm happy with the alignment on the top extrusion. That's what we'll do. Okay, so I'll go like this. It looks like I need to drop them down a hair bit more, like that. Okay, cool. Did you see, Zombie, did you see the Rook evolution? I was up late, like I always am, the other night, and I happened to see that I can never remember the creator's name off my hand, so I apologize, but the creator released a video on the Creality Spider Pro hot end, and so I was watching that, and in the background he had the Rook evolution, which looked pretty freaking cool. Very different looking than the other Rooks, in my opinion. All right. Let's see if I can get this in. Nope. Why not? Might need to use my other driver with the, nope, we're good, we're doing all right. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to get this relatively tight, but still not totally tight where it won't move at all. Yeah, I'm gonna need a smaller driver, or to use my, it's time to pull out the little Allen keys. Hey, Steve's in the house. Another milestone. Howdy, Modbot, and everyone. Thank you for 9 months. Everyone say hi, Steve. Happy Wednesday. Right. So it seems like I lied. I lied. It's not, of course, it's not the M3 or the M5 by 10s. We need the M5 6s or M5 8s. The 10s look like I had enough clearance, but I was incorrect. Once you tighten it, it bottoms out. So let's switch these up. That's the reason why I couldn't get it in. It was too long. My 24 amp SSR with heatsink comes in today, so I'll be installing mine today as well. It's not safe to use a smaller SSR or an SSR without a heatsink with the Holy crap, that is a huge heater. Is that the Honey Badger AC heater? Yeah, the Ender 5 Plus has such a monster bed. Okay, cool. We got one on. Let me see. What's the heater? Uh-oh, where's my heater? Here it is. Let's pull this out really quick. Hey, Zombie, thank you for the $1.49 in the banana. So this one is a 600 watt heater. Yeah, so 1100 watts. Jesus. I know that Luke posted a photo of his when it showed up, and he said it came in like the equivalent of a large pizza box, which is just insane. All right, let's turn this. I think I'm just gonna leave everybody in place, and I'm going to physically walk my butt around the camera. It's probably easiest for this one. Let's get this in place. I also bought quite a few of these corner brackets in black, which makes me think I am super silly for using the kit included silver ones when I'm doing black on the rest of them, but oh well. Maybe I'll change them out later. I don't know. I can't believe I didn't think about that. Is there official frame braces for ZeroG? Because I want to print out a few for the front side on the top, and I haven't really looked yet into seeing if there's some official ones. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. And what did I say the halfway point was? We want our extrusion as close to 155 millimeters away from the edge as possible. A5 is a big dog. Just to run a 600 watt power supply instead of buying a new AC bed. Regrets. Yeah. Okay. So 155 is roughly what we want from here to here. So we need to move up, not that much. Let's see. Well, it doesn't help that this is also not flush. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide the two T-nuts into the top extrusions and then slowly start tightening them and wiggle the extrusion so I know I still can move it around, and then we'll get it lined up and clamp it down. Okay. So let's go like this. It should be easier to pop them into these extrusions, hopefully. Oh yeah, it's a dream popping these into the non-V-slot extrusions. Okay. Cool. Such a big difference. It was during this build that I realized, because I thought, I didn't realize that the reason why it was difficult was because the two different extrusion types. In the past, I thought like, man, some days I'm just better at doing these than others, but I think it's always been that the two different types of extrusions. All right, you guys are gonna see my head for a second, I think. Let's see if I can. Not entirely sure whether I've lined it. I don't think I have. Definitely have not. Failing. Hey, what's up, John? Yeah, Kinovo does make really nice heaters. I think the best way for me to do this is to completely block your view. There we go. Okay, yeah, so that's in. Cool. And then let me get the other one started. Come on, gravity. It's such an awkward angle. Hold on. I think I got it. Maybe not. Let's not go in at an angle. All right, we did it. Okay. So, let's loosen everything just a hair. So that can slide. I also want to loosen this a hair so this can slide up and down like that. And like that. All right, so now we've got a little bit of wiggle room left and right, up and down. I'm scratching my poor frame a little bit. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is try to line it up as best as we can. I might try a Fabrico 150 heater for an upcoming printer. You mean the Zombie, the honey badger beds? All right. I'm just gonna do my absolute best. Let's see, slide, slide. It's very close. Okay, I've tightened one bolt, so we shouldn't be really shifting around. I think this is going to be fine. Yeah, we're like right on the money. So I'll do my best to secure this guy. All right, I think we're good. That feels quite secure. Let me do one last little pass with these, and then I'll get my head out of everyone's way. Started my V Mini last night that I got from Fabrico. Nice. Are you going with the stock build, Aaron? Or are you doing anything differently? I want to revisit mine. That printer, I would love to do CAN on. I don't like the cable. The electronic setup on it is just messy. And I would like to upgrade it to the EVA 3.0 if I'm going to be doing CAN on it. EVA 3, nice. Okay, cool, we're good. I'm happy with this. Let's do one last little check for me because I always have to do this, but it's very close to 155 and yeah, that's as good as I'm getting it. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. So, okay. So I guess next we will do. I guess next we'll probably mount the linear rails. So for the linear rails, let's go back over here. Desktop. I'm going stock, except likely putting a Rapido on it and looking at a different electronic solution. Yeah, I'm sure you've already seen it if you've looked a little bit, but V3D has his breakout board, and if you don't want to go CAN route, that breakout board is much nicer to at least give you the ability to swap things out on the printer at the printer versus having to go through the entire cable braid sleeving to the board every time you want to change something out. I printed a bunch of EVA 3 parts 2. Will be interesting to put that together. Yeah, I don't have any experience with the EVA 3. I've got 2.4 and then the Mercury 1.1 version of the 2.4, but my experience that I have with the EVA toolhead is I really like it. It's been solid. There should be now less flex on that spool holder. There is less flex on the spool holder. That makes sense. There'll probably be even less flex than what it's at right now once I tighten the bottom part of the extrusion, but that definitely reinforced that spool holder a fair bit. Oh, that's cool. I still will end up swapping it out, but that's at least a definite perk since we added an extrusion and these corner brackets right underneath it. All right, so let's see. So yeah, we'll start just aligning the linear rails. And they are going to be going on the, we'll start with these two. So on the inside, let's turn this around. Nope, that's right? We want it like this, so that way you guys can see. So, and then I know Turtle just showed me that there was an exploded view. There we go. So we're doing, how many nuts do we need? Let's see. It looks like both ends and then skip 2, so every 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6 T-nuts in total. Okay, so let's do that then. We're just going to right now, I'm just going to drop them in. So we're going with M3 2020 T-nuts. And they are going in here. How can I get you guys to see this? I'm gonna have to switch to manual focus. There's no way that the camera is gonna pick up on the back extrusion. So let's see here. Boop, boop. That should work. Let me see. Yeah, it's pretty clear. All right, and we're doing again inside rails. So it's going to be here. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. You heading out? All right, love you. See you in a little while. Interesting. These doesn't stay in place. Why? Okay, maybe just that one. Weird, not springy. Switch to manual and use the force. My under 5 frame is not so square. The Crowley signature. Bummer though. I have to file these square before starting my assembly. How good is yours? I wouldn't say mine's incredibly square. When I talked, well, I don't think I had a full conversation on it, but Dutch just told me that none of them. Well, that's kind of annoying that these. I'm gonna be, well, I guess if I tilt this, I can tilt this on its backside, I suppose, and that'll keep them from moving while I'm doing this. Let's do that, I suppose. Yeah, Dutch just told me that none of them are square, really. So I built the printer when I assembled it on this piece of granite or quartz, and did my best, but yeah, I would certainly say it's not perfectly square. Ooh. Yeah, we'll install it like this. Any news on the board? No. I was just talking about that a moment ago, Sim. The AliExpress order still has no updates. I don't really know what to do. I've tried calling. Let's see if I. That'll work. I've tried calling USPS before, and I don't know that I've ever gotten through to a human. And I know that with AliExpress, I'll eventually get my money back, but the delivery dates are so far out that I'll probably have to wait at least another month or so before I can request a refund or something like that. So, yep, I'm just praying to the delivery gods that the package eventually shows up. So we'll see. Okay, so it fits perfectly in the extrusion roughly. So I'm going to remove these clips. Hey, what's up, Gulsifer? I totally missed that you was live. Every Wednesday at the same time, unless I think the only I've taken off was when the week I got married. Chat, I was gonna stream and chat said no way, which I'm glad I did. It was nice to spend the day with my wife. And then I think there was one other time when I was brutally sick with COVID or something like that. There are no humans at USPS anymore. Yeah. What board do you use? What board do you need? Oh, no. I don't need any boards. I appreciate it. I've had quite a few people reach out regarding RepRap firmware over the years. and I have very, very little experience with it. I knew some people that were using it in the early days when it was just a Duet firmware, and I couldn't justify the price of Duet's hardware, and so I just never really looked into RepRap firmware. And now that there's other boards that it's compatible with, this one particularly was like the Fly Mellow board. I wanted to install it into my other Ender 5 just to see what the experience is like, make a video on it, and kind of give my thoughts from someone that hasn't used it as far as things I like, things I don't like, stuff like that. So yeah, it's not like I'm waiting on a project for it, so I appreciate it though. But yeah, for this we're going with a Manta M8P. That's what's going in here. So okay, I think I've got these. I think I've got these lined up, except for this last one. There we go. Okay, so I am going to, I've got these little printed guys to help with aligning the rails. RepRap firmware, hey, Rolahan, there he is. RepRap firmware is interesting, tried a couple of times, never liked it. Yeah, Sam who asked about it a little bit ago, has been enjoying the experience with it. And I know some others that love it. Like one of my coworkers built a custom tool changer and chose to go with RepRap firmware. And he had some issues unrelated to the RepRap firmware. I think it was actually the Duet hardware that was the issue. And yeah, I'm just curious. Like I spent a lot of time with Marlin. 1 second here. Let me grab these bolts so I can screw these into place and talk at the same time. Yeah, so like in my 3D printing journey, I started off with proprietary firmware, and then I ripped out the board on it, installed the ramps board, and then I installed RepRap firmware. I don't know why. This was like 8 years ago. I think it was it's what I found online and thought, that seems like it makes sense. So I used RepRap firmware and then transitioned over to Marlin, and only used Marlin for the next. I'm just gonna thread these in, but not super tight right now. Only used Marlin for the next 4, 5, 6 years roughly, and then when did I build my V0? That wasn't my first V0. Was almost 2 years ago now. That was my first experience with RepRap firmware. Nope, Clipper firmware. And hey, Zombie, thanks for the gifted membership. It looks like, hey, Sem, Sem, you got it. Thank you very much, Zombie. You totally threw my train of thought off, Zombie. Yeah, so I used Clipper firmware and I fell in love. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. As someone like me that is constantly changing things, and literally, like, the channel is called Modbot because I got into video creating to show how to hack up video game consoles and make case mods. I love customizing things, and the ability to make changes wirelessly without having to recompile your firmware was just groundbreaking to me. And so I really have enjoyed Clipper firmware, and I'm not looking for a replacement. There's not really much with Clipper firmware that I am saddened by or that I feel like I'm missing. I'm more just curious to see what it's all about. And I think that with 3D printing, I've always said that it's not a one shoe fits all, and there maybe are some things that RepRap firmware does better. I know, for example, that currently Clipper doesn't support mirror or duplication mode for IDEX printers, and RepRap firmware I think does. So if you're looking to do an IDEX, that could be interesting. Oh, holy cow! Wayne, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers, welcome. Matthew, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. It looks like Dave, Red Giant, Chikaro, Collie, and Grant. You guys got gifted memberships. Thank you Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Yeah, you are distracting me, which is fine. It's why we do these live. So, again, I'm using these guys to just help with centering the linear rail on the extrusion, left and right. And as far as vertically goes, I'm just going to do my best to sort of center it as much as I can. It basically covers the entirety of it, and I don't think it's totally going to matter, but I'm going to just using my eyes roughly center it. I mean, we're talking 2 millimeter gap on each side. It's real small. So, man, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, so now that I've got that in place, we're gonna go ahead and tighten this down. Let me slide these spacers so they're roughly side, center, and opposite side. My order of 3 artillery Hornets from Ali didn't show up. Didn't know what was going on. First time buying from Ali, but it had buyer protection, which got my money back. Found a Viper and you in box locally. Nice. Yeah, Ali's really hit and miss. I've had great experiences. I thought it said squirrel. Thank you, Chad, for the $5 donation. That was funny. That happened really quickly. That's funny. God, brain farting. Yeah, I think that because I looked into IDEX for Clipper a while ago when we got the Sovol SV04 in, because the Sovol SV04 has potential. Like, it's cheap for an IDEX printer, right? It's cheap, it's big. I've used PVA on it. It's not the worst thing, for sure. I don't really like the firmware, and I was looking into Clipper, but yeah, Clipper doesn't have currently in the firmware the ability to do duplication or mirror mode, which honestly is something I hardly ever use, and the main reason I would use it, use IDEX, would be for just regular old dual extrusion. However, there are some people that will want it, and it's a nice thing to have, to be able to, if you need two of the same part, have one tool head printed on one side of the build plate and have the other tool head printed on the other, and you've got twice as much speed, you know, twice as much output. But I do believe in my digging that I did see that there was a fork of Clipper that had it, and I don't know, maybe with Steve and Eddie and the interest in the Tridex, that it will end up making its way into main Clipper. That'd be awesome. So yeah, mirror mode is awesome sometimes. I agree. Having that is really cool. I'd rather have a Core XY that's twice as fast printing. Yeah, you're not wrong. The SEO4 is definitely not fast. I want to upgrade it. I want to upgrade it. Like, I'd love to swap out the X. I'd love to swap it out for linear rails, and but I don't know that it's worth it. It might be worth it. I mean, you can get inexpensive rails. I picked up some recently off of AliExpress for the Lurge IX because it didn't make sense to spend premium money on a printer that's $180. Like, I wanted to try to get best bang for buck. But the other upgrades that I'd want to do to it, I don't know that's entirely worth it, because the frame, it's still a large i3. The frame is not incredibly rigid. Yes, it's extrusions, but you move that thing from place to place, and all that weight on the gantry, like, it's shifting things around. So ideally, it would be cool to have something more in the Tridex form factor that's Core XY. I think that when in Steve's stream with Eddie says it's not quite Core XY. I think it's a similar motion system to what oh, what's the company that does all the carbon fiber 3D printing that's super expensive? Flash Forge? No, no. Forge, something Forge. Mark Forge. There he is. I was like, I know it's something Forge. Yeah, Mark. I think it's using a Mark Forge type system, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what Eddie said in that video. Okay, so we've got one extrusion in. Let's just spin this around and get the next one in. Oops. We'll do the exact same thing. So we need 6 of these. Let's see. So this is where it's going. Let's move tool head out of the way so you guys can see. get my chunker cable out of the way. I don't know if I can fully get the chunker cable out of your way. Let's see. Nope, right where it wants to be, right there. There we go. Mark Forge kinematics, yep. Hey, what's going on, Bruno? Eddie called it a hybrid Core XY, okay. Yeah, I've been following Eddie's work on Twitter and YouTube for a while, and was really bummed because he ended up coming to Murph last year, and I was excited to see his, like, I think if I remember, was it the Tridex? I'm almost positive it was the Tridex, and it was like, it was insulated. I think he had a heated chamber, but I really wanted to talk to him. But at the beginning when I was walking around, I think he showed up late to Murph. I don't know if he was there the first day actually. And then there was just so much going on. I never got a chance to stop by and talk to him, but he's done some really awesome work with the Tridex. It's a super cool system. Okay, yeah, that's what he had. It was the Tridex. Yeah, it's a really cool project. I've used next week's video, so not this Saturday's, but the following's, it's talking a little bit about dual extrusion and specifically the XY camera. But I talk a little bit about my experience using IDEX printers, because when I worked at MatterHackers, they had some IDEX printers, and I got to use like BCN 3Ds, Maker Gears, and we had at least one more. Maker Gear, BCN 3D. It's slipping my mind. Oh, the Raise 3D E2, and I think another one. And the calibration for most all of them sucked. It was awful. Like I used to get sent to trade shows all over the US, and the Sigma or Sigmax from BCN would get sent off, not often, but a few times, and it would never retain its XY calibration. So I'd be at the trade show trying to calibrate it using the printing method, and it sucked. Like the temperature in the trade shows are always like not heated when you get there early. And some of these places were real cold places. And the method of calibrating the XY offset using printing and measuring, it's just not fun. It's not fun at all. Craftbots, yeah, calf. That's right, Craftbot we carry too. Craftbot uses something similar to CNC machines, if I remember correctly. I think you're talking about their flow, was it Craftbot Flow series, where it basically has a, not inductive, but a conductive, the nozzle and a block, and it kind of goes around and touches it and senses the offsets. I'm almost positive that's what it uses. That's a super cool, cool thing. Cold places? No, like Detroit, Chicago during winter time, those places were freezing inside the trade shows. Yeah, the Flow, that's what it is. Yep. I think because I tested out towards the end of my time there, they started carrying MakerBot, and they had the MakerBot. What the hell is it called? The I can't think of what the last generation that they had of MakerBot stuff was. And they didn't have a IDEX machine. It was like your nozzle rocking system. But they, I think, had something similar for calibrating the XY offsets that worked. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I would love to get away from the printing method. It's time consuming. We did that on stream with the Soval SV04, and it took us like 3 tries of running that same print to get it to a place we were happy with. And I mean, I think I looked at the timestamps, and it was like an hour just to try to get that set correctly. All right, I think we've got these aligned. Let's go ahead and get these next screws in. Piezo hot end is also nice. TakerBot. Stratasys has a patent on the rocking dual nozzle system. Yeah, well, since Stratasys owns MakerBot, the MakerBot had access to their, let me make sure I'm installing this on the right side, like the SR30 support material and, you know, all their other patented things. I don't know much about the piezo I don't know much about the piezo. I feel like it's been around for a long time, and if I remember correctly, it uses some kind of a crystal. Am I completely off? Or anyone that knows more about that, tell me. But I think I remember seeing something about the piezo like years ago on a Delta printer. I might be wrong. I might be mixing it up with something else, but I swore that's what the piezo was, and I remember someone talking about it. It works similar to a strain gauge, doesn't it? But it's like more higher precision, more accurate. I haven't looked. It's been years, if that's what I'm thinking of, since I've really looked into it. But I've heard it. I've heard it brought up a fair amount lately, more so. So I'm wondering if it's like making a comeback, or if it's been implemented slightly differently. That's making it more more talked about. Because again, I remember it from years ago, I think, and it just kind of like some people were really excited about it, and then I didn't hear anything about it. But lately, I just feel like it's back in town. Maybe I should look into it. Any recommendations for any professional printers these days? My company is shopping on the X1 Carbon, does everything we need, but build volume is too small. Oh, that's... they don't want to build one. I suggested a 2.4 kit. I think somebody makes a pre-built 2.4 kit. I know that in my YouTube recommended feed, I kept seeing a recommended video about like a pre-built Voron type thing. I don't know the quality of it, but that is something worth checking out. I don't really have... So my issue is like most of the printers I was selling at Matter Hackers were between like 4,000 and 8,000 roughly, and they're like Ultimaker, Race 3D, Lulzbot, Craftbot, Maker Gear, MakerBot. The Ultimaker printers are good printers, but man, are they expensive, and they're not Core XY, and they're not real fast. So like and then most of the other stuff would be like everything I cover on the YouTube channel, and it's hard to argue with the bamboo printers for best bang for buck in terms of speed and output and even quality. I would say, like, I know some people say like, oh, the quality I can get much better. Yes, but with a little bit of tweaking, you can slow down the profiles and get better quality and adjust things to your liking. You can get beautiful prints off the bamboo printers, but if size is an issue, it's tough because there's not much else really that I'd instantly recommend. Okay, I stretched as long as I could. Hitting like on the way out. Take care. Hey, thank you, Steve. Have a great rest of your workday. I will talk to you later on. I would never recommend someone buy a pre-built Voron. Yeah. What's your reasoning for that, though? Because just, like, with building it, you're familiar with all the components, and you will at some point inevitably need to tear something apart. But, I mean, to be fair, that could be said with anything. The main issue, though, is that, like, so when you buy something like an Ultimaker for, you know, $5,000-$6,000, you get support with it, and really good support. Well, if you were to buy a pre-made Voron, who would be supporting it, right? Like, I don't know of any company that would really be supporting something like that. And then it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know if it makes the most sense for a business. The Craftbot Flow IDEX has a 425 by 250 by 250 volume. The XL doubles that in height. 425 is really nice in times. Craftbot, when I was selling the Craftbots, the biggest issue they had seemed to be shipping related. They were getting damaged in shipping, and it's been 2 years now, so I would imagine that it's probably been resolved. But yeah, I will say the Craftbot for a large format, I think they have two variations if I remember. They have the IDEX version and the non-IDEX version. That could be worth looking at. If I remember, that it uses a like higher flow nozzle. I don't think they're quite Volcano. I think the nozzles are proprietary though, aren't they, John? Yeah, yep. I think also that Angus's had some shipping damage. The one thing I'm not crazy about with Craftbot is their oh, it's time for the giveaway to open up. Is their slicer. It uses, unless things have changed, it used Craftware slicer, and although I think it was just standard G code, because of the IDEX system, it makes it much tougher to build profiles and other slicers. So unless they've released, or someone has released the ability to, unless somebody has created a good profile for something like Prusa Slicer or Super Slicer or Cura, you're probably tied to Craftware, and that could be an issue. So I would, if that's the case still, I would download Craftware and make sure you're happy with the workflow / slicer settings that are available there. Yes, they have proprietary volcano light nozzle. Yep. They have a larger flow model now, not sure the size. Okay, let's open up the giveaway. So as we typically do, Nice. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Nice for 5 gifted memberships. You guys are nuts today. Bruno, you got a membership. Scott got one. Marius, Ray, and Baron. Thank you, nice. John says, I gotta go, work meeting. Sounds great. Maybe we'll be here after the meeting. Thanks for hanging out. If not, Nuno's in the house. Hey, Nuno. Zombie, thank you. Thank you very much for the $1.49 and the banana. You guys are awesome. Thank you, everybody. Okay, yeah, geez. The giveaway. So as usual, we're giving away a spool of Polymaker filament. Global shipping. Polymaker has shifted things up. So if you're in the US or Canada, you now get a gift card or like a coupon code that can be used for any filament. It's a $40 voucher that needs to cover the shipping and the spool. But you can choose anything now, which is cool. So if you want to pay the difference and get something abrasive, you can. For everywhere else in the world, it's the same thing where it's a spool of PLA, ABS, PTG, or ASA, other than abrasives shipped anywhere. So I think I covered that quite well. Oh my god. Oh, it's a $35 voucher now. Okay. Zombie corrected me. Is there a $5 voucher towards shipping, like a separate voucher? Zombie knows best. Listen to Zombie. Lisa, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Nino got one. Gulsifer got one. Hey, Adrian. William got one. Steve got one. And Isaac got one. Thank you. Oh, free shipping coupon. Cool. So you get a $35 voucher and free shipping coupon. That's awesome. Okay, let me post this before I forget. Thank you, everybody. You get a membership. Yeah. All right, let me pin this in the chat. Yeah, thank you, everyone. You guys are crazy today. All right, let's go. 1 second here. Let me pull up. Man. Yeah, thank you all for the support. You guys are awesome. You have to like the video, though, to get better odds. I was just going to try to figure it out. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, everyone. All right, let me quickly here see. Yeah, so the giveaway is open. It's pinned in chat. If you're new here, just fill it out. You just need to fill it out with your YouTube name, a Discord name. If you don't have a Discord name, just put in something random. It doesn't matter. I'll usually reach out via email, so you need your email. And then just your location. So, because a lot of giveaways are location specific. This is not, but... All right. All right, distractions over. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this one more time onto this side. I just realized that I should have, oh crap, the spool holder. Okay, 1 second. I don't like that one bit. I don't like that one bit. I guess it's okay. Hopefully we don't snap the spool holder, because definitely putting the weight of the machine on it. Okay, here we go. This is a good angle. You rook.
Under $500 US. Will be mainly printing PETG as a hobbyist. PLS and tie.
Hey, Thiavi, thank you very much for the $5. Your question is, I'm getting my bonus soon. Congratulations. What's a good printer or printer accessories under $500? We'll be mainly printing PTG as a hobbyist, please and thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to give this question a couple of minutes so I can give it a good answer. Okay, so I don't have much context on your history, so I don't know whether you already have printers, if this is your first printer, if you want mods, if you want stock as good as possible. Alien recommended the SV06. I will say without a doubt that if you're looking for best bang for your buck for a printer that will give you as close to a Prusa experience, if not even better in some ways, it's hard to pass up the value of the Sovol SV06. I've been testing out the SV06 Plus, which launches in a couple of weeks. I think they said early bird pricing is $300, which is disgustingly low. But even after, I think it's sub $400, and it's got a build volume of 310 by 320. Pretty much all the same things as the regular SV06, but you get a Volcano style heater block, a filament runout sensor, excuse me, and a touchscreen, which might matter or might not matter to you. The thing I will say though, with the SV06 Plus is that because they're still using this, like they basically took everything and stretched it, there is more play in it than the SV06. From my initial testing, don't seem to see much issue being caused by that, but I could see if you were to want to trick it out and try to push it, that maybe some of that stretched out extrusions or not extrusions, but stretched out parts that are mostly injection molded plastic might become an issue. But yeah, the SV06, regardless, like the base version of it, is hard to argue with the price. And if you go with, sorry, I wasn't reading, SV06, thanks for the printer. CFG, I found where I went wrong. Oh, sick. That's awesome, Gary. Thank you very much for the follow-up. I'm glad that I was able to help you out with that. Linear rails, save up $200 and get a P1P. Yeah, I will say the P1P is awesome. I'm also working on I don't want to give away too much, but I'm working on a upgrade video for it that covers some cool things that brings it very, very close to an X1 Carbon. The path to be able to get there, other than the LiDAR, is closing, if not closed. So I'm excited for that. But if you don't want to save up the money for the P1P, then I would say SV06. And then with the, or SV06 Plus, once the video comes out and you determine whether you want that or not. And then, honestly, with the spare money, cool filament, a good filament dryer. If you don't have a filament dryer in your printing, your goals, yeah, okay, yeah. If you, again, I don't know your background or what you got, but if you were going with the SV06, I would take some of that extra money and buy a good filament dryer. Most everyone I know loves the Ease Dry from Ebis, which I think is 60 or so US dollars on Amazon, and then put some of the rest of the money towards PTG, and you're good to go. There you go. That's a good option. Or again, like P1P is rad. So I think that's first 200 will be 299. Yeah, and then after that, what does it go up to, Adrian? I can't remember. They told me, but it's been a bit. You should save up for X1 Carbon instead of the P1P. I don't know if I agree with that, Mike. I don't get me wrong. I love the X1 Carbon, and it's done all of this printing. It's done all the ABS on this, all the ABS on that. Like, it's a fantastic printer. But if you don't have the initial budget for it, and you can get just the P1P like without anything else, I don't think that the end result after upgrades, if you decide to go the upgrade path, is too far off. Like because I use a powder-coated PEI bed, I don't believe that the LiDAR is doing anything on my prints. I turned off first layer detection. Maybe it's doing some redundancy with leveling, but the leveling on the P1P has been fantastic. So I think that the better value is the P1P. I really do. I love the X1 Carbon, and if you have the money for it and you're like, hey, I just want to spend it, sure. Like there's a lot of nice things, like even just the aesthetic of it, you know, right? It's really nice. But I don't know that I believe it's the best value for your money. Yeah, I don't use LiDAR anymore either. I just got the eSun dryer for 50 and it's great. eSun, okay, where is, I mean, this one that I made the video on a while back, the Sunloom one, it works fine as well, but honestly, like if you're asking me best dryer for the price point, then the Ease Dry is awesome. I also like their bigger Cyclops, but I would argue that the design of it's not quite as nice. It does work great. It'll dry the crap out of some filament, but the Ease Dry is real compact and just a nice system for the price. So, yeah. Yeah, I flipped over. I raged and flipped over the printer. Yeah, what's some good filament? Zombie. Yeah, Polymaker makes awesome PTG. One second, let me change this up really quick. We're gonna go to our 8-bit stuff. That's fun. Yeah, I actually need to get some more Polymaker PTG. These are all held up using Polymaker PTG. The sides are probably, what did I print the sides out of? Sides might just be PLA, and I don't know the brand, but this is what I used for the back of the rep racks. Basically the French cleats of it. It's really, really nice stuff. Filament, have you tried Add North? I've never heard of Add North before right now. Hi, David. Oh, interesting. Auratech's channel had the opposite view, liking it to a combo meal. Just buying the burger instead, which is expensive, and the X1 Carbon is the combo deal for not much more. Yeah. I mean, again, I think the X1 Carbon is a fantastic printer, and it has become my ABS workhorse. I think 90% of my printing on it is ABS because it just does it so damn well. It's in the garage, it's 40 degrees, and as long as I let it preheat just for a little bit, it still cranks them out. I will say I started adding brims to stuff because of how cold it is out there, but if it were me and I was looking to purchase a printer and I wanted a bamboo printer and the X1 Carbon was just out of the price point, I don't feel like you'll be sad getting the P1P. And with the upgrades, I mean, again, you've got so camera is not as great. It's primarily the frame rate that's not great on the P1P camera, but you've got the light, you've got the auxiliary fan. They have now hardened steel hot ends or nozzles, and they just released hardened steel gears for the extruder, so you can upgrade the extruder. So now you've got abrasive compatibility, and there's a couple of enclosures out there, community made, that are existing now. So I'm working on the full, I just started working on one of the full enclosures. So I'm gonna be CNC cutting out some acrylic panels for it, and it's gonna be rad. But yeah, I think that's enough of an answer. I think it's enough of an answer. I went a little further into this. Okay, let's get back to what we're doing right now. So for this one, this is still loose on the bottom, which it shouldn't be an issue. Let's see if I can get these six. Let's see if I can get the 16 nuts into here. It's not the companion cube. It uses clear acrylic for the left side, right side, front side, and a back window. And then I bought the, I'm gonna give away the entire video. I bought the glass top for the Bamboo X1 Carbon because it's compatible with the P1P with a little bit of modification. There's already some panel kits on AliExpress. Oh, that's sweet. I imagine though, you know, I think I saw that, but I think that with the panel kits, I wanted a specific enclosure. Oh, great. Did you see that? It popped out at me. I wanted a specific enclosure, and the one on AliExpress is 1 second here, come on. Killing me, Larry. The one on AliExpress is for a specific enclosure, a different one, and it's not the one that I wanted. But it is cool that there's an option, and I imagine it'll only be a matter of time before. Oh, dude, these. That's a great question. It doesn't. So thank you very much, Nice. Nice is asking, do I prefer subscription on YouTube or Patreon? It doesn't matter to me. Like, any support is always appreciated, and I don't, dude. 1 second, Nice. There's gotta be, here we go. Okay, so you just really have to kind of bend the extrusion a little bit. So from the standpoint of fees, I don't know who takes more, so I don't have a say in that. I mean, the one that takes less would be nice, but I don't know what that is. And there's different perks. So with the YouTube one, you primarily get the emojis here, and you get your name and your badge in the stream. While the Patreon one, at $5, your name gets added to the regular channel's videos. At the end, there's a Patreon supporters section. You also get a sticker mailed to you, and access. You get like a custom role in Discord. I think that the Patreon gives you more perks. I think that the Patreon gives you more perks. I wish that I could tie it all together, but there's not a way to make it where I can link it all together, where things on Patreon work over on YouTube and YouTube things work on Patreon. I wish that, and I mean, I get it, right? Like, they all want their, the YouTube and Patreon, shit. YouTube and Patreon want their cut, so I get why they wouldn't want to work together, but it makes it a little bit more cumbersome, and I feel bad. I feel bad not being able to just have, like, this is the place and it does all the things. It just, they can't be tied to each other, which sucks. You pay more taxes on YouTube. Okay. The giveaway is for a spool of Polymaker filament. So if you're in the US or Canada, you'll get the winner will get a $35. Okay, so this is the winning. I'm distracting myself now, but with these ones, if you're trying to put them into an extrusion that's got the V-slot set up, the easiest way is to force them in, but they won't slide, and then using one of these, and it feels like you're bending, like, it feels like you're going to scratch the aluminum extrusions, but you're not. It just requires a lot more force than the non-V-slot, I guess the T-slot, right? The T-slot ones that are much easier. Yeah, so if you're in the US or Canada and you win, you'll get a $35 coupon code and free shipping, which is sweet. And if you're not in the US or Canada, you will get to choose a SKU for a spool of PLA, PTG, ABS, or ASA, other than exotics or abrasives that will get shipped globally. I think I got it right, Zombie. Please let me know. It recently changed, like, this month, so, but I think I got it. All right, linear rail. I'm not distracted at all. I feel like I was talking to Turtle before the stream about printer stuff, and part of how far I would get was based off how distracted I got, or how distracted I was, and I think I'm doing a rougher job than normal today as far as distractions go. But there's been some good questions. Uh-oh. One second. All right, so that's aligned, that's aligned, that's aligned. That's not quite aligned. Good enough. That's definitely not aligned. Okay, looks good. All right, we are aligned. Let's get these installed. Did you forget about messaging me about the Swedish candy that you wanted? No, for some reason I thought you were gonna send me a message. Is your Discord name also Nappin? I talked about it a little bit after last week's stream. I was excited. I'm gonna need it once the baby's here. I'm gonna need it. All right, let's go ahead and start by throwing these in. Hey, Tom Mama, if you're in the chat still, I wanted to ask you a question. I've been seeing you posting, I think you're using a CNC to make them, but like some pretty awesome cutting boards on Twitter. Are those things that you typically sell or gift or keep for yourself? They definitely, like, they're rad. I would love to make them, not for sale, really. I think more just for gifts for family and friends, but just curious if most of the stuff that you make is, you know, for personal use for friends and family, or if a lot of it is stuff that you're selling. There's some TPU and PAC piece thing close enough. Let me know if I got it wrong, man. I'll correct it. I don't want to be saying the wrong things. Close enough. Last time I filled out that form, at least that's what I recall. Okay, better cooling equals more speed, which makes it interesting for mods where you can improve the speed yourself with even more cooling better, but there's weight and maybe solid state fans fix that. Are solid state fans the new thing that was shown off at CES? I feel like I've heard people talking about fans, but I need to watch the video or read the article on it. I haven't seen anything other than just some people talking about it. No, you good. Okay, all right. All right. I'm gonna lose sleep tonight. Like, what, did I say it right? Zombie said close enough. All right, so I'm just sliding it down again so we're roughly centered. The difference is so minuscule that I don't see it ever. Oh, you know what? I also, before we clamp anything down, I have got these alignment jigs. I've got one. There we go. Here's the second one. These are rat rig alignment jigs that I found just to, again, secure the extrusion. You did message me. What? On what? On Discord? Man, I have a feeling that it didn't come through because I have to approve the message. I've been on Discord for years now, and I suck at if messages need to be approved, they usually sit in limbo until I know that I'm expecting a message and someone's like, hey, you got to accept it or something like that. Like, I don't know why, the little notification on the top that says like requested or whatever, I never see it. I never freaking see it, and it drives me crazy. There's been quite a few times where I'm like, oh my God, this person messaged me 2 months ago. And then it's like, at that point, I can't even respond because I just feel like it's gone beyond the point of looking like a jerk, and you just have to kind of roll with it. Like, yeah, if it's on Discord, I need to go in and probably approve it. Certainly not intentional to not reply. I will say my reply times in general aren't great just because of how many messages are on different platforms, but I always try my best to, you know, reply. So if it goes beyond a certain time, I likely haven't gotten it or something happened. The printer would fit nicely into the cabinets I'm making. Wait, this one? Yeah, those things. Pretty cool. They use many tiny vibrating membranes, which suck and blow air at high speeds. Looks like a lithium battery, just flat with one face sucking and another blowing. That's insane. Yeah, I've got to look. That sounds wicked cool. Yeah, this is at least the second or third time someone has mentioned them, and I'm very interested. Okay, so now that we've got this in place, the next thing we're going to do is attach the motor mounts. I don't know if it's a better idea to attach the motors to the mounts first or second. I would imagine it doesn't quite matter. I don't see anything that would be blocking them. We're going to install the back motor mount first because that's going to help us secure this extrusion that's still floating around on the bottom. Like so. And then I will, let's see, I think that's probably a pretty good angle. Let me bring you guys up a little bit like this. And let me get you guys in focus. Nope. Yep. All right. Oh, you know what? We need to do really quickly heat insert simulation. Oops, 1 second. I don't want to drag all my crap off. I forgot to install 3 inserts into the bottom center motor mount, which is going. Am I blind? Oh, like where did all the motor mounts go? There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I'm so silly close to buying a PMP. I realized I get tired of the silly creality tents. Oh, you mean the little enclosure tents? You can stay. You can stay to open a ticket at the Discord if needed. On the Discord. Either that or pay Dutch to print all my rat rig parts. I'm not sure they're high power enough though now. After looking more into them, they're more to replace passive cooling and boost performance of low power laptops that are thermally limited. I imagine it's only a matter of time. Like you know, all technology, it's awesome. Hey, it's never too late to look like a jerk. Thanks, bye. Do one of each and see what was best. Yeah. You need to place tape on the carriage. Oh, no. They should be okay. I don't. Oh no, you're right. I should. You're right. They're not. Well, luckily the grease is so thick. What Nice is saying is the linear rail blocks, I don't want them to slide off and have the balls pop out everywhere. Right now, the grease from the shipping from Fabrico is thick enough that they don't slide that smoothly. From the experience I've seen, I probably will wipe it down and apply a little bit more grease on the rail later on. But usually after enough cycles of it moving back and forth, either by hand or just from it printing, it'll loosen up. But yeah, normally you would not want your linear rails vertical like that without having magnets or some kind of stop on the end. If the block is dropping, yeah. It happened to me on my V0. My initial V0 build, I had to remove something because I forgot to install a part, and I thought I would be cheeky and cheat instead of taking everything off the way it should. I just slid off. It's so stupid. I just slid off the 2 blocks from the Z-axis, and I lost balls everywhere. And then I bought replacement balls and tried putting them in, and it was just a nightmare. I ended up having to order new ones. I do keep spare ball, like the bearings for the linear rail blocks. However, someone has told me that even if you get them the right size, sometimes they're not correct from when you order them, especially if they're inexpensive. And so popping in the right size from a different vendor could mean that it's not exactly the right size. So your best bet is to try not to lose your balls because it's not fun. All right, so we need just 3 of these. I'm printing ASA parts for RatRig V-Core 200. Oh, nice. What color are you going with? I feel like I ask everybody that, but it's an important question. Okay, I'm assuming the rail... Let me make sure I'm not goofing here. I think Turtle sent me a photo. I just want to make sure. Okay, Discord's not loading. Awesome. All right, well, it's fine. Okay, so we are going to quickly blacked out ASA carbon fiber with a teeny bit of red. Oh, that should look really nice. I like both types of builds where it's like aggressively loud and then also super sleek. Like I love the switch wire where we went with the primary parts being black, so it matches the black frame, and then the accent parts being that sort of vibrant green. It's just a really nice contrast. But then I've also seen other builds that are just really loud in your face and they look awesome too. So, but I definitely appreciate kind of the stealthy look as well. We're going with pretty neutral colors on this, just white and dark gray. Should be fine. It's just for the cable chain attachment points. All right, let's turn this off. Let's move it out of the way to a place where I won't accidentally burn myself. Let's see, we'll tuck this down here. All right, final heads up about the giveaway. If you have not entered in, there is a link posted in chat at the very top that will allow you to enter in for a spool of Polymaker filament. We're going to be drawing the winner in 2 or 3 minutes. So if you've not done that, do so now. This is final call, and I'm on time for once, which is unreal. I don't think I've ever remembered to tell everyone before it's time to draw. All right. Let's see. Okay, so this is the first extrusion we're going to be doing, or the first motor mount section that we're going to be doing. I made my Trident black frame with black and accent parts pink. Yeah, black for the primary on a black frame looks really good with the just the accent parts being in a more vibrant color. I do like the look of the metallic blue extrusions. They've grown on me. I didn't like the I didn't really like the blue extrusions very much in general, but they've definitely grown on me. Hey, Delmar, work project finally done. Listening on mobile while driving home. Awesome. Well, I'm glad your hopefully work day is coming to an end, and thanks for tuning in. What happened? Is the wife sitting with a hidden mic and remote you? Wave your hand if you're not okay. What? Oh, what has happened? Nope. Erin's getting her massage right now, so she's definitely not here. All right, so this is gonna go right here, and I need to install two more. I need to install two more of the, so a couple things I need to do. I need to raise these nuts. Still more. That looks pretty good. Let me go around. It's easier to just physically walk around versus constantly rotating the printer. Let's see. A little bit higher. Okay, that looks good. And I need to drop two more of these M5 T-nuts into the bottom extrusion. Nope, these are M3. As soon as I drop these T-nuts in, I will close the giveaway and we will draw. What happened to my other T-nuts? M3. M3. Where? How? All right, maybe we're going to be doing this before, and I'm going to be searching for my T-nuts. Not that much stuff on my workbench. Did I drop my T-nuts? Nope. How? How does this happen? All right, I don't know where the... Oh, yes! There they are. Okay, we're going to do the giveaway. Thank you for your patience. Let's go to face for a second here. All right, 91 responses. So that means I don't have to download it and re-upload it. All right, bam. Let's go to wheel names. All right, should be 91 people. Yep, 91, sweet. Going to work on the one. Thinking about adding the Fabrico Hydra kit. Oh, nice. Mike, you have the, you already have the base conversion done? Daniel Zombie! I've got to get some more Polymaker filament in. I've got now, like, I'm still absolutely beyond good on ABS for a long time, but I realized I have like 1.5 spool of Polyterra, 1 spool of Polylite PLA, and then I think 2 spools of PTG, but I need to get more PLA. I need to get more Polymaker PLA in. Okay, as always, oh, am I clipping? Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at everyone. As always, thank you to Polymaker for being awesome and supporting the channel, supporting the content and the community. They are the only reason we're able to do this every single week, and they're awesome for it. If you haven't tried Polymaker filament and you want to, there's a link in the description. It is great filament. I've been using it for years, well before they started sponsoring the channel or sponsoring filament for the channel and the giveaways. And if you do use the link in the description, it helps out the channel and it also lets them know that we're sending some people over their way. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do a little bit of shuffle action. And good luck, everybody. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. It rolled right over you, Lisa. I saw your name. I think is it Danny? I don't know if it's Danny or Dane. We're gonna go with just keep it Dan. I know Dan's, I'm Dan, we'll keep with that. Congratulations, Dan. You are our winner, and I think you're a first-time winner. That doesn't look like a name I've seen win before. So we're gonna give you some air horn action, a little bit of confetti, and of course a standing ovation. So I will send you an email very likely today, and it'll just have a form where you'll fill out, depending on where you live, the form will be different, but I'll be sending you a form that you'll fill out and you'll get your filament. So congratulations, and again, thank you for everyone for entering, and thank you to, you can say Dan, perfect, Dan's great. Thank you to Polymaker for, again, letting us do this and being awesome. Alrighty, so let's get back to it. I found my M5 nuts. They were not far away. Nothing I ever lose is ever very far away, but just far away enough for me to get a little frustrated. It should be much easier to get these in here. Gotta love it. Beautiful. And then let's go this way like this. All right, so I just need to align the bottom two a little bit closer. That looks good. Nope, too far. All right, we're good. For these ones, let's see. So we're gonna need a total of 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Okay, so these must be the ones we need to use the 10mm length M5 bolts on. It's gotta be correct. And if it's not correct, I won't believe it. So let's see. These are my 8s. What did I do? There we go. There we go. Okay, these must be right. The printed part's like a little bit thicker. How do you guys see it faster? Oh, interesting. Maybe there's more of a delay, or maybe sometimes YouTube does. Okay, so 2 of these. 1 second. Sometimes YouTube will trip out and you won't be watching it live anymore. To confirm that, all you need to do is scroll or like mouse over the timestamp slider thing in the bottom, and on the right side it should say live. And if it's not bold or white, that means you're not watching it live or as live as you could be. So if you click that, it should skip you forward. And if that's not what's happening, I have no idea. I don't know. This doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. Something tells me these are supposed to be socket head. I don't know that it matters. No, I definitely think it does matter because... All right. Yeah, these can't be right. They have to be... I don't know if the... Yeah, these are socket. Okay. Look at the red dot. Yeah, there we go. I don't think that the Fabrico kit came with the right socket heads for these. I don't see any M5 socket heads other than these, which I'm not even sure from them, which are M525, which are definitely too long. The good news is, after last week's stream, or the week before, I ordered a bunch of parts. So let's see what we got. Where did I put them? Here they are. Yeah, so we've got a ton of these M5 by 10mm socket heads. So hopefully these will work. Let's see how much further. Oh yeah, those will work. Sweet. All right, so I don't know if I need to let Fabrico know. But yeah, I don't think that his kit or the kit comes with socket heads for this part. I think they included button heads. Okay, I'm only gonna loosely tighten this because I want to make sure that our extrusion is hopefully as aligned as it can be and not kinked. So let's put these in. I think they were in another bag. Okay, they might, it's possible then. I won't say anything because maybe it's a me thing. I've had the parts for this for months now, and it's possible that something got moved and I didn't realize it. It feels like this wants to push the extrusion back a bit more. I think it's gonna be fine if I just tighten things down, but let me just verify one more time. I think it was 155 is what we wanted. Yeah, that looks spot on. We're fine. Okay, and so we are going to use button head for these two right here, which I can turn this a little bit to make it easier to see, maybe. And for these ones, we're probably going to go with... I think the shorter ones are fine for this, so... There we are. Yeah. Yep. The man, the myth, the legend. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my Allen key again. Let's see. Interesting. Huh, okay. Why is my depth perception so off? It looked like, okay, no, I lied. We're using the 10 mil. We need the 10 mil. Okay, so we're gonna tighten this to the extrusion. Try not to break it. Just want to lightly hand tighten it because of the printed part. That looks good. Someone messaged me. Someone's calling me from Oklahoma. I don't know anybody from Oklahoma. Oh man, I got some weird text messages the other day. So I'm used to my phone number being on spam lists or like, you know, scam callers, spam lists, whatever. But the other morning I had someone call me from California, from a city close to where we used to live. And I assumed it was spam, but they called 3 times back to back to back, which isn't, in my experience, very common spam behavior. And one second, sorry. Trying to think and do. Yeah, I called 3 times and I was still in bed. It was early in the morning. Aaron's like, why don't you answer it? So against my better judgment, I answered it and said, hello, like, who's this? And no answer, so I hung up. I was like, all right, it's like I thought. It's probably just a robocaller. Then I get a text message that says, hey, who this? Like, or no, I think it said, hey, who dis? Like, D-I-S, who dis? And I said, you called me, who's this? And then they said something along the lines, I think it was, how do you know Susan or Susie? Hey, nice. Thank you for the 533, just because, cheers. I think they said, how do you know Susie or Susan? And I was like, I don't know anybody named Susan. I think it was Susan. The only person I know named Susan is an old neighbor that was like my parents' age that lived there that moved away like 20 years ago. And I said, I don't know. I basically said, yeah, I don't know Susan. And then they replied, says, nah, you do. Who this? So I didn't reply anymore, but it was weird. And that's why I don't answer calls from numbers I don't know, because weird things happen. As far as the plug orientation, should I be doing them all like inwards? I would imagine so. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. What am I saying? Can't go neither way. We'll go towards the center. It was really weird. Yeah, I'm used to spam callers, and again, it was really bad for a while there, and I told you guys I would answer the phone as Kermit the Frog or something silly like that, and it stopped. But yeah, this was a weird one. I was like, I don't know, like, who you think you're texting that maybe did something bad, but you got the wrong person. Okay, so let's go ahead and just install all these motor mounts. So this one's gonna go like this. Spin you guys around. The rear one, I point left. Oh, so oh, okay. For the other ones, does it matter? Yeah, does it matter for the other ones? The front ones, whatever works best for wiring. Okay. I don't know what's going to work best for wiring. I think that pointing them this way towards the back is probably best. Maybe you're right. Maybe pointing it to one of the sides, either left or right, will make more sense. That way I can hide it or use the channel if needed before I get to the DIN mounter or to the board. Okay, so let me spin you guys around like this. Oh, geez. Make sure all feet are on the table. Man, how am I going to show you guys? Okay, I got an idea. We'll go like this. Nope, we'll go like this. There we go. That'll work. So you guys can see. Okay, so for this one, we need 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put a little pep in my step if I can find. Damn, that's fun. Old phone, yeah. Be aware that you don't get a 46 number. I know you know Susan. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, I actually don't know a Susan. Like, I know a lot of people. I've worked at a lot of jobs and I've met a lot of people. I'm like, I can assure you, I don't know a Susan. My mom does. My mom knows a Susan. Yeah, it was really weird. Couldn't tell if it was a prank or not. And like the tone was sort of, I mean, with, you know, like text is so weird because you can't really read, like you don't hear the tone, right? So you have to kind of interpret it. But the fact that they called 3 times and then heard my voice and then text me with that, like it felt like an aggressive situation. Like something wasn't good, something not good was happening. So I just blocked and then got calls from 2 other numbers shortly after and blocked everything. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to entertain this. Yeah, it's definitely a bummer of phone numbers being reused and going, because I texted someone not long ago that I don't even know who it was, but I think it was my wife. But I have her old phone number as well, and it showed red, but it was her old number, so it already got reassigned, you know, to somebody else. I don't like that phone numbers get reassigned, but I get it. Like, there's only so many numbers. To the side gives more space for the PSU. Okay, sweet. That's good to know. And I'm going to need the space since I'm using the chunky stock PSU for now, at least. When you have a T1 line or better, you have the options of sending the caller ID with the call. There's no validation check on caller ID. Huh. Well, I know that like Joel was talking about it some time ago that he gets so many spam callers that he basically pays for a service where when you call, you can't just get through to him. Like you call and then the robo machine, you have to leave like a like, hey, who's calling? Yada yada. Almost like reminds me of like what a prison call is probably like, but you have to say who you are or whatever. And I think that if it were a robo, it would be able to detect it and instantly probably not let it through. But at least that way, then that voice thing will let the caller know, will let the receiver of the call know so-and-so is on the call. Do you want to accept? And so you can know, hey, this is someone I know or not, and it makes it easier. So if it were to ever get bad, I would gladly pay for a service like that. But luckily right now, I don't call very many people other than my wife and my parents once a week. So I just, whatever. Like if a call comes in from another state, like every single day, I just, meh, I don't know who you are. As soon as it's calling from inside the house, oh, that's scary. That's scary. I don't like that. Yeah, still here, John. Still here. I have a certain goal in mind as far as where I'd like to get today. So we're not there yet, and it's my fault. But it's okay. Because I'm having fun. I really enjoy the streams. It's like, it's such a nice midweek thing to like sort of break up the week, say hello to everyone, hang out, work on some cool stuff. Like I really enjoy it. And we've been doing it for so long now. It's like using my face to lift this. I think we've been doing this for a year and 4 months now that like there's so many familiar faces. And so if I don't see or hear from everyone for a certain while, I'm like, I hope so-and-so is okay. Like it's been a little bit. And so many new faces. It's always exciting to see. Yeah, I really enjoy. I'm so happy that this is something that we started up and stuck with. We are here to sidetrack you, sir. I appreciate it though. It's so much because normal me building things like for videos and stuff, it's not nearly as fun of an experience. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but I like with streams it forces me to take breaks and and not rush through things. Well, when I do things myself, I have like significant portion control issues, and so I start. Oh, this has got magnetized. I start on something, and I like can't stop until it's done, and it's like unhealthy sometimes. I'll work through the night until I'm happy with the thing, And I honestly don't know why I do that. Like in the moment, I'm just so enticed with what I'm working on, I can't stop. But I certainly don't enjoy it as much. This is much more fun to have company, get distracted, make some mistakes, laugh about them, and then, you know, build it together. I enjoy this much more. What about Army? Yeah, that's a special call forwarding services. It can be expensive. Gotcha. I look forward to Wednesdays too, Lisa. Yeah, like this is like hanging out and talk some printer stuff and watching stuff get built. Yeah, I really, really enjoy it. Yeah, I agree. The builds would totally finish faster if I didn't get distracted. But it's part of it. It's super fun. And if I wasn't here, like answering questions or talking about other stuff, like I wouldn't enjoy it as much either. So the distractions are worth it. The only people I feel bad for are those that try to follow the streams after the fact to get info, and they have to skip through so much dialogue. But thank God there's you can scrub through the footage pretty easily and see when I'm actually doing the thing that you're trying to get answered. And I still get messages from people on these live streams saying that it's really helpful to them, or the thing that I got stumped on stumped them. So they're definitely helping people, which is awesome, because that's also a huge part of it, is that I'm hoping that seeing the things I run into that stump me will help others that want to do whatever it is, do the thing. All right, so motor mounts are all in place. As far as direction, I think Turtle said that he does the back one, which is this guy, to the left. So we'll do that. I'm fine with that. And the other two will go facing towards the back direction. Have you ADHD? Because I'm the same way. I'm sure I do. My parents growing up were like, you go to the doctor if you're dying. We had insurance. There's no reason why we didn't, but we just never went to the doctor unless it was, like a life or death situation. And so I never went, and I didn't really even know that ADHD was a thing or what it looked like until well into my adult years. So I've never been formally diagnosed, but like anyone that knows me says that I'm like the definition of it. So I'm sure, but I can't say definitively, I suppose. Okay, moving on to the screws that we're going to be using for the motors. I imagine it's probably the M3 by 8 socket heads and the M3 washers to help reinforce the plastic part. Does that sound correct, Dutcher Turtle? That's the only thing I'm really seeing here that would make sense. Hey, what's up, Golden Jaguar? That's a cool name. Hey, Tech Ninja, I'm recording the entire process for my first 3D printer video, but I'm waiting on parts from AliExpress. Nice. What is your first what is your first project or process? I said that for the motor mounting screws, the only thing I'm really seeing that would make sense is this massive bag of M3 by 8 millimeter socket head, and then there's also a bag of what looks like 16 M3 washers. So I'm thinking that this, you can't see that, I don't have autofocus. I'm thinking this is what's meant to be used for the motors, but I want to make sure that sounds correct. My son has ADHD and the doc says it's hereditary, usually from the father. Yeah, my dad is the most hyped up person I've ever met in my life. Like, it's rad. Like he works out every single day. He snowboards like multiple times a week during winter. Like, he is a beast, and I am so envious of his insane amounts of just pumped up energy. But yeah, I would say that if it came down from the family line, then it's for sure my dad. All right, Dutch says yes for the bolts. Cool. Not my first project. Are we talking food again? No, we're not talking food. Although we are going to we're going to a super yummy restaurant for dinner. ADHD can be a superpower if you don't try and conform to a normal person's way of life. Yeah, I've never taken medication for ADHD, although I know for some that have had harder times like doing normal life schedule things, it's been really beneficial. I've been somehow lucky that I've made it work. Like, and I think that a lot of the jobs, I worked at a bar, which was really stimulating as far as so much going on that I had to pay attention. And it was also later, and I thrive at nighttime. And then my last job was sales. Like there was a lot of stuff going on, and I would often walk around the office talking to people to, you know, that's just the way I am. And then currently I'm remote, and so like I have set hours for work, but they're real flexible, and I often will start later than normal and just stay up later to put in those hours. So it helps. But I could see how like certain jobs, I mean, everyone has their skill set, right, and their specialties, but there are some jobs that are torturous for me. Like incredibly repetitive tasks are something that my brain, like it is, I don't know how to describe it other than it feels like it's suffering. Like I cannot do, I need diversity in my tasks. I just, that's how I thrive. It's a weird, there's certain jobs I've had where I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, which I know a lot of jobs are kind of like that. But it's like soul sucking for me. I don't, it sounds extreme, but I can't really explain it unless you're like in my head or in my, you know, in my shoes. In my tech meeting, I'm always on step 10 when the group is on step 2. Yeah, I do everything quite fast. I've always been a really fast test taker. Like I either know it or I don't. I'm quite good at like, I don't know. It's just weird. I have a lot of quirks, and I'm thankful that I have a partner that is very understanding and accepting of it. And oh shoot, hold on, I forgot my washers. One sec. Yeah, all human beings have quirks. So whether it's that or something else, for sure. You don't have much choice but to make it work. Exactly. The thing is, like, everybody in life has their strengths and weaknesses and their struggles, right? I'm sure some are hard, like some are definitely harder than others, and you know, life is certainly not fair in terms of what people have to deal with by any means. But I think that the best you can do is sort of learn your strengths, learn your weaknesses, and like try to use them to your towards your benefit, like, and work within them, like work within some of your limitations, like you know what they are, so do the best you can do given that info. And also, again, like life is all about you know, growth, and so throughout life you learn what works, what doesn't work, and you can try to improve on some of those things that you find difficult. At least that's my opinion. I'm not a doctor, so that's my view on it though. But yeah, everyone's got things they got to work through. And it's kind of just about making it work for you, I suppose. Habit things fun and different. Yeah, exactly. What if your limitation is not knowing your limitations? That's scary. I mean, there's definitely people like that. I've had friends in life when I was much younger. I'm a lot more selective about who I hang out with, but like they had no limits and did a lot of what I would consider like risky activities. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have to. Yeah, there are lots of people like that. I agree. I think that knowing your limitations is actually a strength. I mean, again, there's times where maybe it's okay, and it depends on, like, you know, you're doing something that's not real important. It doesn't matter, I suppose, if you screw up, you can always recover from it. It's a different scenario if we're talking, like, you know, medical or stuff like that. But yeah, I for certain know that there are a lot of things that I am either not good at, don't do well, or just need a lot more time under my belt to do good with. And I think that knowing your strengths and limitations, if we want to like call it limitations, is powerful in itself, you know? It's impressive that you can handle the channel community stuff too, and with the baby, busy boy. Yeah, well, baby's not here yet, but also I think like the difference, I don't, like, this is what I do, right? Like, this is my life, and I'm quite happy with it. I'd love to do some more outdoor stuff, but while, like, a lot of my friends, you know, in California would get together or go hang out and go, like, out to the bar or whatever, I mean, I did that when I was younger, but I've sort of like given up all of that. And when I'm not doing work, I'm doing work, but I enjoy the work a lot. It still can be very stressful because I committed to a video a week, and I am still working full time, but I enjoy it so much. So for me, like in all of my free time, pretty much I'm working on one of those things. Like it's very rare for me to disconnect. But hopefully at some point I can disconnect a little bit more. But it only works for me because I do it so much. I don't like just hanging out. Like I'm always like to be working on things. But yeah, it's not for everyone. And I also have had many times where I've just needed breaks. So anyone know what the ratings on the quality steppers are? Ratings? Oh, like the specs for them? I don't know. I would imagine somebody's got them somewhere. Someone has to have done testing on them. We call that copious amount of spare time at work. Yeah. I don't think you've given up, you just grew away from it. Yeah, I suppose so. I used to really enjoy just hanging out. Like that's all I ever wanted to do was just hang out when I was younger. You know, have drinks and chill and laugh. And I still, don't get me wrong, like I could easily enjoy that every once in a while still. But I don't know, man, hanging out, like, I don't know. I think I just, you know, like you said, I sort of grew out of it. I enjoy this much more. Tell me, all right, I need to focus for a sec here. All right, let's make sure. Okay, I used washers for all of them. Yeah, I love hanging out with my printers. Yeah, I really enjoyed hanging out with my buddies and just kind of shooting the shit, you know, but a lot of my friends that were just hanging out all the time, they didn't really have a whole lot of goals or ambitions, and it was fine when I was younger, and I didn't necessarily have much either, but I do now, and so I want to be working towards things, really, I guess, you know. And a lot of my other friends that I was hanging out with after the fact, they're also like in similar situations. Like my best friend, he has 3 kids now. He's a busy guy. 3 kids, 3 dogs, 2 cats. Yeah, that's so he just doesn't have time to hang out anymore, and a career, you know. Yeah, community is very important. Okay, so I agree. You know what? Maybe it's not the hanging out that's the issue. It's the type of hanging out. Because the idea of hanging out used to be everyone getting together, just drinking, and I mean that was really it. Like it was all centered around drinking when I was younger, and I guess that's more so what I got over. I would love to hang out and talk shop or 3D printing or see cool things people are working on. So yeah, maybe that's rephrasing it. It's not the hanging out that's the issue. It's the kind of hanging out. Because you're right, this is essentially hanging out. We're all hanging out together, but it's like fun, productive hanging out. I'm learning things. Hopefully other people are learning things. 3 kids, 3 dogs, nope, 1 wife. Yeah, they're super, super busy. Yeah, if I give myself free time, my idea of fun is doing outdoor stuff. Like, I love technology and I live in it 99.9% of the time, but that other 0.1% or 99.9, nope, 0.01%, I would like to be outdoors, like kayaking, hiking, camping, stuff like that. Like that's I really enjoy. My family is big on outdoors and nature, and we used to go camping every single year, and like that to me is such a like fun, awesome, like just great It's so, I don't know how to even describe it. It's just great. Like it's good for, I think my parents always say like it's good for the soul, like just to get out and disconnect from everything. And I enjoy, like there's so much natural beauty out there that it's nice to get out and see it. Yeah, I'm watching this to see how Hydra's put together. It's a teaser. I would really like to be able to be married to multiple people for tax benefits. Yeah, nature is good for us humans. Yeah, I love it. It's just, it's awesome. It's so incredible how much just, how many gorgeous things are out in nature. Where the hell is, oh, there it is. I was like, where did my last stepper motor go? But yeah, my family's always been big on outdoors. My mom, mentioned it a few times, but she's from Sweden, and I've seen where she was raised when I visited, and like very rural, like the city that for a lot of her life, not so much, but the areas afterwards when she was a little bit older, very rural, like forest, you know, not like maybe you have 2 neighbors, like that's it, because the houses are so far apart. And then my dad has always been big on like ocean and surfing and stuff like that. So he's always been big on nature. So yeah, I was always either in the forest or in the mountains. And I'm super thankful for that because it's just something real special about it. So yes, I love technology, but not as much as you. You see, but I still love technology always. What is that? What are you quoting, John? Unless you're in Ohio, like I am right now, stupid. Man, the stuff you guys have going on in Ohio is insane. My brother sent me a video on it, but I don't watch much news. And I honestly, like, when I first saw it, was someone on Twitter that had posted a video of it, and it looked awful. Yeah, it's terrible. It's so sad with both for nature, wildlife, and all the people that are being exposed to the nasty chemicals. Breathing actual fresh air is good sometimes, yeah. Well, coming from California to here, I will say, like, it's nice to get away from all the smog. I grew up like an hour outside of Los Angeles, and there's definitely a lot of smog. All right. We've got our motors mounted. Now, if I recall, Turtle said I should probably do the arms next for the Hydra, and then do lead screws. So, all right, I'm gonna move the printer for just a minute here, like that. I don't like this song. I don't like this song at all. See, I think we have another relatively laid back mix on here. Let's see. What is this? Yeah, that'll do. Where in Sweden was my mother from? So I believe primarily Gothenburg, but she spent, my grandparents have a house in a town, and I'm gonna butcher how it's pronounced, but Urust. Urust is how I don't know. It's like Urust. But it's just sheer wilderness. Like no paved roads. They had a dock with a sailboat and like, I mean, very, I would describe rural. And I mean, when I used to go there and visit as a kid, I haven't been back since I was, I think 13, so it's been 17 years, but I went 3 times when I was younger, and man, it was so fun. Like, we'd go out in the forest and pick, like they have wild cantilever mushrooms, and my grandma would fry them up, and then we'd bring back berries from the forest, and she would make like a blueberry or blackberry pie with vanilla custard. It was so fun. And then we do the midsummer there. Family would come out and they'd build, like in Sweden, the big midsummer pole, and everyone would eat food and do these like crazy dances that were awesome. Super, super cool. Yeah. Say it as O first and follow up. Orust. O-rust. Orust. Yeah, that's it. Orust. Yep. Oh my, that is the life for us Swedes. Yeah, it was, it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And when I was younger, because my uncle from Sweden, when he was younger, came out and lived with us in California for a year for like study abroad or whatever. And he offered me to go live in Sweden when I turned 18. And I said no, because I was in a relationship and didn't want to leave her. And did not work out. And I mean, I think all things happen for a reason, but I think it would have been pretty cool to have gone out and lived and studied in Sweden for a year. All right, let's see if we can get these in. Turtle said that sometimes you need to trim. It's tight fit, but we will make it work. Yeah, Sweden's rad. I am hoping that when... All right, one second. Let me focus on this. I got to use my little muscles to get these in. Okay, so they're all easy except for this one. This one is a jerk. Let me see if I try one last time. There we go. Yeah, I would love to take Aaron there when Jackson's a little older. When he's born and a little bit older. My grandma doesn't have very good health anymore. Aaron has gotten to meet her. She flew out here before, but she has major heart issues now, and so she can't travel. It's too big of a travel. Swedish breakfast is great. What do you consider Swedish breakfast? I don't know that I've really had Swedish breakfast. My family made a lot of lox, bagels, and lox, which I love with like capers, but it sounds like that's not actually Swedish. Malmo. Only place, Malmo sounds familiar. I've been to Gothenburg, Stockholm, Urust, and then Lucyburg? It's like an amusement park. There's a big amusement park somewhere. I think it's in a place called Lucyburg. It's been so many years, I don't remember. Swedish breakfast meatballs, yum. I love me some Swedish meatballs. Okay, as far as the bolts to attach the lead screw nuts, I think we're just going to use the same M3/8s. It looks like they're M3 threads. The length looks like it's about what we want to go into the heat inserts, and unless somebody yells at me, that is what we're going to do. So we'll take 12 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. France is also really cool. My grandparents have a house in France that they go to when winter time hits in Sweden, and I haven't been to the place they have now, but when I was younger I went, and France is very, very cool. And then I've been to Portugal too, which is very awesome. Europe's just really cool. The culture, the history, the architecture, the food, there's just so much cool stuff in Europe. Pickled herring. My mom loves, like, she'll do pickled herring or Liseberg. Okay, that's it. Yep. Yeah, my mom likes pickled herring, as well as like she does a lot of sardine stuff, like anything fish, like raw, like stuff that comes in a tube. I like most of the stuff that my mom has introduced me to over the years, but yeah, the fish, the paste fish is not, it's not for me. I'm happy she enjoys it, but not for me. Hey, Aaron's here. All done talking about food, huh? Are you hungry? I am, but we have our, what time is it? 3:13. We have our dinner reservation in a little less than 3 hours. I can eat a little something if you're gonna grab something. I could eat a little something small. But I want to be hungry for dinner. All right, let's just go for it. If you ever come to Sweden again, you can visit my family farm and stay. It's kind of on the way between Gothenburg and Stockholm. That would be awesome. I would love that. I'm curious to see how Aaron would do out there, because bugs don't bug me very much, and I've done a lot of outdoor camping, tent camping, stuff like that, but like my grandparents also have a farm in Sweden. I have no idea the town, but I remember when we were there, like lots of either bees or like big horseflies that are in the house, and then tons of like swarms of flying ants, which I will say the flying ants I avoided like the plague. I was not a fan. But I'm curious to see how she will do with all that. We'll see. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I'd love to go back. A lot of great memories, and I haven't seen my family over most of them in 17 years, which is just insane. I wasn't even 17, you know, when I saw them last. I'm doing well, thanks. Happy stream day. Oh, Jose, you taking off? Oh, Nice is taking off. The worst pizza I had in my life was... Ugh, herring pizza doesn't sound good. Hey, thank you very much for hanging out, Nice, as well as the gifted subs and the donations. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you later on. Western bacon? Oh... Western bacon sounds awesome. I will inhale a Western bacon and still be hungry in 3 hours. God, Western bacon sounds so good. Deer flies are bad. I used to get attacked by them in my grandparents' maple forest. Oh man. Yeah, my so it's not my godmother, it's my godmother's mother, who happens to be my mother's godmother. I think. I'm pretty sure it's her that got it, but she got Lyme disease from a tick in Sweden. And I haven't seen her again in the 17 years, but it's my understanding that like it had some serious health repercussions. I think like brain, like I think as far as saying that it brain damage, like it caused some form of, I don't know the full details. I mean, we haven't talked about it in a very, very long time, but yeah, it's crazy stuff. No. So godmother. So great godmother, if that's a thing, it'd be my godmother's mother. Wasps, they're the biggest enemy of Nye. Well, I don't know if anyone remembers, but when we moved in here, I got stung in the face and in the leg in the first 2 weeks of moving out to Idaho. I was all excited to have a yard. And I got like got my edger, got my lawnmower, and it was like the second or third week of mowing the lawn. And I'm done with the front yard, going to the backyard, and I'm doing the perimeter. And all of a sudden, I just feel like a burning feeling my leg and my face. And after the face, like I saw something fly off my face, and it happened so quick. I didn't realize what would happen until I got hit in the face. And then I dropped, left the lawnmower and freaking hauled. I don't know if I've ran that fast since like high school PE class, but I ran as far as I could away, and then went inside and tried scraping the stinger, which I don't think works for wasps. I think that's a bee thing, but I'm not a professional. And ended up discovering that there had been a nest that had been built, and my face was probably a foot away from it when I was mowing. It was on the fence line on the bottom of the trim, and there was probably 30 or something. There were paper wasps in there, and so we ended up having the homeowner had told me originally, because we're renting, that they had pest control and that if anything happens to call them. So pest control came out and found 2 other wasp nests that they took care of. But yeah, it was scary. I definitely don't like getting stung. and again, the first hit in my leg and not knowing what it was, I thought like, anyone that's mowed lawns probably has experienced like, sometimes things get kicked up, little rocks or whatever. And I thought maybe it was just like a pebble that hit me. So the first one stung. And then the second time I saw something fly off my face, and that's when like fear set in, and I just, just ran for my life. It was so scary. Bees have stings. Is that true? Wait, is that true, Jose? Wasps bite? I thought that they all stung, and the difference was bees will sting you and leave their stinger and die, and while wasps can sting multiple times. They bite, not sting? I thought they stung. I thought it was just a different kind of sting. Maybe it bit me then, because, I mean, when it lunged on, I don't know, it was on my face. Okay, they do sting. Okay, all right, that's what I thought. I stung 5 times back in October at a customer's house. They said the exterminator was there. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. I did a bunch of research after, like I do with everything. So I was like, okay, yellow jackets versus paper wasp. Yellow jackets are way more aggressive. They typically build their holes in the ground. These are paper wasp. Like, I know a lot more about bees than I ever wished, or wasps than I ever wished to have known. But that's just when I am fearful of something or uncertain of something, I need to learn everything about them. Where do you hail from? What's your purpose? What's your season? How do I get rid of you? How do I live with you? Like, you know, anyways. Yeah, definitely don't recommend it. My parents have gotten stung aggressively over the years. They have a plot of land up by their cabin, and they have to clear it for the fire marshal. And there's always bees on it. And my mom got chased one time into the car, and they stung her like 5-6 times. And it's happened multiple times to my mom, my poor mom. And so she now has developed much worse allergies due to the wasps. Okay, all right, before I install these, I need to run something by either Turtle or Dutch. So, looking at this, there's multiple holes. I clearly see that 4 of them are going to be going into the linear rail. This one looks like only 3 of them are going to the linear rail. What is the reason for the second set? Is it if you're using a different size rail? Or should I be installing like heat inserts into them? I don't see why I would, but I'm assuming it's for different size linear rails, but before I actually install, yeah, some people have MGN12H. Okay, perfect. That's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure. I've made assumptions in the past, and they never work out very well for me. So, so I'm assuming we're going to be using M3/8s for these as well. However, I think that I probably should be using washers again. It seems like that would make sense to me. And I don't think there's enough washers. I used the majority of them for the motor mount. So do I have M3 washers somewhere? That is the question. I don't think that I use washers there. Okay, if you don't think we need it, I'm fine with it. I trust Dutch. Dutch has only steered me wrong once, and it was when he told me that I needed the shortest of the clicky probe docks was the correct one, and it was not. So, all right, so let's go ahead and pop this into place like this. Oh, hopefully nope, we are not aligned. There we go, we are aligned. Yeah. It's because I hadn't swapped over to the Hydra yet, so I still had the weird Z-rail thing and all that. So, is Lisa taking off? Oh, okay, I gotta go. Good night. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Lisa, and thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Have a great week. Okay, let's install these then. I'm just giving you a hard time, Dutch. You know what? I might need to remove the I'll show you guys in a second, but on this side, I installed this little words are tough right now, Wago mount, and I think that is going to be blocking my ability to actually attach this, so I need to get this installed first. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, there we go. What's the cost of the Hydra? So this was a sponsored build by Fabrico, and offhand, I don't know the entire cost. I've definitely done the math at one point, and it was quite pricey. It also depends on the route you go. So like I went with cheap stepper motors because I asked and figured they would be enough. We can quickly let's do a quick little thing here. So here's the hardware. So the hardware includes the tiny linear rails, pretty much all the bolts, the couplings, and the cable chain. Then we've got the bed, which you don't have to go with this bed. It is an awesome bed, but this bed is $75. It's the 10mm thick Mix 6 bed. Then we have got, let's see here. You know what? I think that this has the links to everything else we need. Yeah. So the bed, we've got bed heater, which is $54. Lead screws, we went with these ones, so 3 of these at $10. PI we got as well. Z-Rails we got as well. And motors I bought off of Amazon. So, okay, so in total, let's see. Again, this is ballpark, right? You can source things differently if you want, and you don't need all the things, but let's say roughly 50 bucks plus, I think they're 300 mil rails, maybe slightly more. Let's just go with $100. We'll go north. So 150, 180, 240-ish, 310-ish plus. I'd say about 400 bucks. The Hydra's probably about 400 bucks, and that's not including your controller. I have an M8P, but if you need a beefier controller or a secondary MCU, because the stock Ender 5 or Ender 5 Plus doesn't have enough inputs for the 3 Z motors. So yeah, I would say roughly $400. You can probably go lower. Again, like the Mix 6 bed, this one is awesome, but it's definitely pricey and premium. You can, I'm sure, go with a slightly thinner one and save some money on that, especially if you just source the bed and then they have the DXF files, I believe, to drill the holes if you are cool with doing that yourself. So you can cut some costs, but let's just say if you're going with like premium, like if you're going with premium in the same setup I'm doing, it's roughly 400 bucks. I haven't used any of Bisex boards. I wouldn't be against trying one out, but yeah, I'm using the... Oh, you're asking a question. Do you need to do the ZeroG Mercury one first? Technically, they're separate systems, and I can't see why you couldn't run it without the Mercury 1.1. You can do it all at the same time. You can do what I did, which was the top conversion first. And, oh, we still... I never turned the confetti off. Here we go. Yeah, I would say they are exclusive of each other. You don't need to do one without the other. So yeah, you can totally do either or, but they go together like peanut butter and jelly, in my opinion. And but honestly, if you have the Ender 5 Plus and you at least get it where you've got tramming for the bed, it's not a bad setup. And if you have the Ender 5 Pro or Ender 5 and don't want to spend the money on the Hydra, then you can print out some reinforcers for the bed. They're just printed parts. I know that Scott is running them on at least one of his Ender 5 Pros or Ender 5s, and it really stiffens up the bed. So you don't have to by any means, but if you want to do all the things, then it's super cool. It's really, really cool. Giveaway is still pinned. Thank you. Alien's also back. What are you doing here, Alien? You should be sleeping, man. I have one in my 2.4 and bought another 2.3. Oh, cool. I chose to do the top conversion and gutted my Z in favor of a dual Z setup with rails. I only need 2-side leveling. Yeah. You're doing an Ender 5 Plus, though, right, Barticus, or no? Yeah, it's certainly not a requirement. You don't have to do it. Just upgrading to the Core XY system is a substantial upgrade. Are my holes lined up? I can't tell. Nope. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, I'm gonna not fully tighten them until I have them all in place. Yeah, Ender 5 Plus, I added 2 490mm extrusions and mounted 450mm LDO MGN. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, the Ender 5 Plus is a better platform as far as the bed setup goes. It's at least got, if I'm not mistaken, pretty thick smooth rods or linear rods versus the cantilever bed that comes stock on the Ender 5 or Ender 5 Pro. I'm just running the top conversion and it's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think for a lot of people doing just the top conversion is perfectly fine. And if you're looking for like best value, then honestly doing something like that and using like BL Touch or Clicky Pro with the reinforced bed, that's the best value. If we're talking like not spending more than you need to. But I think that for anyone that like just either has the budget or wants to do it, it's very, very cool, the Hydra system. And it will, I mean, your parts, it is a better bed system for sure. But But again, the thing to consider is the cost, right? Like at $400, you have to decide whether the price is worth it for, you know, what you're going to be getting from it. Yeah, Clicky Probe Dual Z and top is great value. I can vouch. Yep. I ditched the smooth rods too, and all of that hardware. I replaced it with. Oh, nice, pretty cool. If you got a photo of it, Barticus, I want to see your Ender 5 Plus. If you no rush, but if you got it, tag me in something with it, please, at some point. All right, I think we're getting pretty close to being good on this one. These rails need to be, they're still, they're packed with a lot of grease, which is fine, but I need to slide them up and down a fair bit to sort of work them in. All right, I think that's good. I don't need to. Yeah, we're good. That's fine. That's a great question. As far as the display goes, I don't know. I would probably, because this thing is like just getting decked out, I'd probably like to go with clipper screen. And I do have, I have a pretty big screen. Aaron's probably gonna be home in a few minutes, and then I'm gonna inhale a hamburger, and then I'm probably just gonna keep working on this for a little while longer. I would like to get the other two installed and even maybe get the bed in place possibly. I guess it's not that big of a screen. Oops. I made a video on this guy. This is a pretty decent sized screen. I made a video on this on Clipper Screen a while back, and it never made it into an official printer. And I think that this would be a super cool printer to install it onto. So I'm torn because I think a good place would be where the current beautiful centerpiece is for the bottom skirt. But maybe I'll find another place like off to the side on one of the extrusions or something like that. But yeah, I'd like to go Clipper Screen on this printer. I do not plan on getting rid of this printer ever. The exception would be when Jackson's of age and tells me that he wants to go to college, if he does, and I'm like, oh crap, and I've got to sell some things to fund the endeavor. But yeah, I want to check this thing out. Yeah, the future plans for this that might not happen instantly are the Beacon 3D, can toolhead, and an enclosure with the touchscreen. Let's do the next rail. You might need to add a heatsink on the driver, another driver. Why? If you have the Ender 5 Plus with a silent board, they have included a 5th driver on that board, which you can use for Dual Z. You just need to update the firmware. Oh, that's wild. I didn't know that. All right, on to the next one. Nope, that's not right. This one's a little bit looser. Where are we at likes-wise? 88 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do. I would love to hit 100 likes. Would be awesome. Also, man, crazy thank you to everybody for the donations earlier today and the new members. We got 19 new members today, which is awesome. This is definitely a big a big day on memberships. Thank you. Okay. Let's get these installed. Not sure that my Ender 5 Plus has the silent board. Don't most? I thought all Ender 5 Plus is shipped with the silent board, but then again, I don't know. I've owned like 3 over the years, and so much of Creality's stuff doesn't stay the same. Like they swap it out over time, so maybe the original one that I had didn't. Okay, that's right. This one we're just doing three bolts because of the lead screw. Hey, G-Funny's in the house. Hey, thank you very much, man. 10 months, G-Funny. Dropping in between meetings to say hello. Hello, happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing good, man. Made some awesome progress today, and I'm super excited to super excited to get this thing put together, and I will try my best to make you proud with my wiring. I don't think it'll be quite up to your standards, but I'm gonna do my best, man. I'm also planning on doing CAN, not right when we build this right now, obviously. Oh, there's not CAN on it, but I'm planning on doing CAN on it, and I'm pretty excited. Nope, they're not having the soundboard. Only the new ones. Gotcha. Why is this not? Okay, we're threaded in. That was weird. It felt like it wasn't threading into the linear block. I think Aaron's home. All right, this one's in. I need to get worked in a little bit. Sounds good, buddy. Back to the meeting. Oh man, I hope the meetings are like enjoyable. I've had fun meetings, but after a while they just become really long. But anyways, I hope the meeting goes well, man. Thank you again for stopping by. Yeah, it's starting to work in. All right, last one. Like that. This one's also a little bit loose. Let me grab the, what did I come back to? Oh, did you see me sliding up and down the, just working in the rail. The Honey Badger ones come pre-greased, but it's quite thick. So you just need to like move it on the rail a bit to sort of work it in. Aaron's here. Hi! I'm still live. Do you mind being live? Okay. Are you gonna be on camera? You can be. All right. We're gonna take a. Yeah. Come on in. Okay. We'll take a short break. I'm gonna eat a burger. Then we'll continue a little bit more. Looks well lubed. That was the thumbnail. That was the thumbnail video? That's awesome. Most meetings longer than 15 minutes just waste time. Yeah, I enjoy, at my company right now, we do bi-weekly meetings that are about an hour-ish, hour and some change long, and I actually really enjoy them. Because we're full remote, it's just like nice seeing everyone's face and getting caught up. Hi! The door's open. Oh, door open's fine. Everyone knows I'm taking a tenner.
Oh, nice.
Can you come around and sit on this side, or are you gonna sit over there?
Whatever. You want to sit there? I'll sit here.
I can stand and eat. I don't need to sit.
Well, then I will sit here.
All right. Yum. Stuff your gob and recharge a little.
Hi, babies.
All the dogs are in here.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Jose says hi. How'd it go?
She was so nice. Her name was Grace.
It's a good name.
She came here from China. She lived in Napa Valley for
California?
for 13 years. And she just moved here 18 days ago.
Holy cow.
I know.
Was the massage nice?
It was. I don't know what I was expecting. I was kind of hoping that there'd be like a bed that like had like some sort of cutout for my belly. So I just had to lay on my side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, complaining.
I said mukbang time. Do you know what mukbang is?
No.
It's not, it's not what your face smells. It's like streams where people eat food and stream themselves eating, and people watch them eat and they enjoy it.
Oh. Well, all right then.
Yep.
I thought it was something dirty.
I know you did. It sounds like it would be.
For sure. You want to share a sauce or no?
For the barbecue or what? I'm okay. I don't know my burger.
Okay.
Or for the fries. It's funny because I like never eat on stream.
Mm-hmm.
I've only done stream a couple times, and everyone always tells me to eat. And I'm like, no, it's weird. I try to eat like off stream or close the camera, but I mean, we're eating.
Hardee's or probably, I've never had a Hardee's.
I've never had a Hardee's either. I don't know.
Bad Aaron. Oh, come on.
Y'all making me hungry, and I'm already hungry. I was thinking the same thing. If I hadn't made pasta, I'd be ordering out right now. We're having dinner with Modbot fam. Yeah, the dogs are in here too. Everybody's in here, even little Jackson.
We're all here. I heard you say you wanted to keep this printer forever.
Yeah, I said it unless when Jackson's of age. Yeah, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta sell some things. So the things we've done today so far is this is a new extrusion right here. It wasn't there before. The reason why we added it there is so we can put this linear rail right here. Then we mounted this linear rail, this linear rail, this linear rail, this motor mount, this motor mount, this motor mount, and then we added these are the 3 arms that the bed's gonna sit on. And we need to add the last arm right here. Bed. Yeah, the huge bed. Yep. So then after
that?
What?
Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say ass. Yeah. So the plan is to install that one, install the lead screws into the 3 arms, and then install a bed today. And then pretty much what'll be left, I think, is mostly electrical work, which is what I'll do some between now and next week, and then we'll try to do a little bit more on stream next week. Cool. Yeah.
Sorry, monkey, not for you.
Zombie's gonna join us with some Cheez-Its.
No.
You went through a Cheez-It phase during the pregnancy. I feel like in the first trimester you were getting a lot of Cheez-Its.
I wanted cheese, like...
Cheese, yeah. But you settled for Cheez-Its, a lot of it.
I went through a whole salt phase. I was having like 2 top ramens a day.
Chris says he loves the Western bacon. I love the Western bacon cheeseburger. It's been my favorite Carl's Jr. burger for as long as I can remember. It's just the barbecue sauce is really good. The combination of the cheese with the bacon and the onion rings. And I don't even really like onion rings that much. I don't usually you like them. You'll want to order them sometimes. I'm like, I'm not really big on onion rings, but in the burger, the combination of the two is just really good.
I'm a classic just famous star kind of gal. Although last time I got superstar. Happy, and I tore it up. I needed to eat though. I was like grocery shopping. You never go grocery shopping when you're hungry because it's just, that looks good. This looks good. I can make that.
It's a trap.
It is a trap.
I know, Bob. The cup is huge. This is America.
It is a large.
Yeah, we should. Well, it's because we always share a drink. So, William says 20 minutes till midnight and suddenly gets hungry watching you eat. Sorry. I normally do eat really late though, because we'll have dinner at like 7 or 8, right? And I usually am up working until like 2 in the morning, and
and I'll hear him like pull a bowl out of the.
9 out of 10 times it's cereal. I have a bowl of cereal before going to bed. Because otherwise I'll go to bed and lay there, and it's so hard to sleep when you're feeling hungry. So I'll usually sit in the dark with just the pantry light on to give me a little bit of light at the table, and I'll just eat my bowl of cereal before bed. It's so good.
We want a Taco Bell too.
We what?
We're not talking about Taco Bell.
No, you wanted it.
As commercials look good. Well, I only get really the what's it called? Crunchwrap?
Crunchwrap Supreme. The one that's shaped like a hexagon. Is it octagon?
I don't know.
I think it's 5 corners. My wife likes to tell me about the food sounds at night. My wife likes to tell me about the food sounds. I don't know what that means.
Yes, can you elaborate?
Fajitas are really good. We haven't had fajitas in a long time. You don't really do fajitas, like make them at least. I made them for us once or twice at our last place where
On barbecue?
I don't think so. I think I baked it. Pretty sure I baked it.
We like kebabs.
Yeah, we love kebabs. Both chicken and salmon kebabs are really, really good.
The last time we tried it was with shrimp and it did not go well.
Zombie says that he'll visit eventually, and the 4 of us can all get Taco Bell.
Right on.
That sounds awesome. If you come to visit, Taco Bell is on me.
Bring your little one, we'll have our little one.
Sound. My wife likes to tell me about food sounds at night. Sounds of me eating when she's trying to sleep.
Like the noise of like eating?
Are you saying that your wife likes to hear you eat when she's trying to sleep? That's how I'm interpreting it. Hey, Luke, Digital Dragon says hi.
Hi.
His wife likes the sound of him sleeping. I mean, nope. His wife likes the sound of him eating while she's trying to sleep.
Interesting.
You would hate that.
I'd be like, shut up!
Yeah, you would not like that.
Even when you get to bed this morning, you had your cereal in bed. I was like...
My breakfast today was a bowl of cereal in bed. Yeah.
Okay.
I went out, and I was like, all right, I'm getting up for the day. And I grabbed a bowl of cereal and poured my milk, and then I went right back to bed and smiled over at her and said, breakfast in bed. That's exactly what I said. Breakfast in bed. Dutch says, yeah. Sorry, you probably can hear me right now. I think I was talking in stream. Maybe I was talking to a coworker, but Jim hates the sound of mouth smacking or eating, right? Like he despises it. And so for a while there, I was intentionally grabbing food and eating it when I was on the microphone with him, so you can just hear me. Well, it was funny, you know. I thought it was funny. I don't mind it on stream, but oh, okay, yeah. I will say, yeah, no. He says on stream is fine, like I'm eating right now, but in person, if you're with someone and they're making mouth sounds, yeah.
When my parents were here for Christmas, my mom had gotten my dad like a handful of lemon heads, and he walked around the living room
sucking on it like
for like 20 minutes.
Ugh.
Sucking on a
Yeah,
lemon head.
I don't like it either.
And it was so cringy. I was like, Mom, you never get him lemon heads again. Like,
my parents were pretty. I normally hit it on streams, but you aren't making any noise. Oh, cool. Oh, that's right. The noise cancellation. There's no way you're hearing that. Oh, is Luke taking off? I got to take off to take my boys to the airport. Hey, I hope you had a great time with them and a great birthday weekend last week. Have a great stream, and I'll catch the rest via VOD. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely the sound canceling. That's awesome. I forgot that I had that on. I don't remember what I was gonna say. All right, I'm gonna probably stream.
noise canceling, lemon head.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stream for like another hour, Mama.
Yeah?
I'm gonna get the arm on, and I want to try to get the bed attached if possible.
Okay, dope.
And then I'll call it.
Well,
Thank you for the food.
my stomach was like growling all the way there, and then when I was like laying on the bed, you could like hear him like, and I was like, I'm sorry.
Look at Monkey.
Yeah, monker butt.
He says, I want to fry. Okay. I'll let you take the soda.
You let me take the soda?
Yeah, I shouldn't have too much. You get the price too, yeah. Thank you.
Alrighty. Bye, everybody.
Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
I definitely feel a little more sane. Okay, sounds great. Everyone says bye. All right, I feel like more of a human now. We have recently Taco Bell here in Portugal. I'm looking forward to try it out. Oh man, Taco Bell is interesting. I don't quite know how to describe it. It's certainly not Mexican food by any stretch of the imagination. It almost always jacks up your stomach afterwards. Yeah, I said that it's not Mexican food by any stretch of the imagination. It will almost always screw up your stomach, but there's something so damn... Oops, excuse me. There's something so damn good about it. Like, I mean, it's not good for you. Almost all the stuff is like heavily deep fried, covered in nacho cheese, but like, man, every once in a while when you just feel like a cheat meal or some sort.
About nachos.
Yeah.
When I have them here, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. It's really good. Golden Jaguar says bye. Thanks for feeding him. What was I gonna say? You got me distracted now. It's gone.
Taco Bell's not healthy for you.
Yeah. I would. My warning to you, Jose, would be that when you go and try it, don't, unless it's a long drive. If it's a long drive and you have to eat it there, like you can't rewarm Taco Bell. Yeah. The salsa is pretty good, and if it's not a far drive, start with just like not overindulging in the food, because because of the fact that it really can jack your stomach up because of how like
a bean and cheese burrito.
Yeah, start with something simple, man, and work your way in. It's because even there's been plenty of times where when we lived in California before, there was a Taco Bell that was open 24 hours. She'd get off work, and I'd be like, "Hey, can you grab me some Taco Bell?"
Get off of work at In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And then
Yep. She'd get off work in and out, grab Taco Bell on the way home because I was working on some kind of a project, and then I would eat it, and I'd feel like while I'm eating, I'm stoked on it. And like 45 minutes later, I'm like, "Oh, I don't feel so good." It was like mistakes were made. So. You'll eat in store. Nice. Cool.
Alrighty. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Thank you again. All right. Everyone said bye the first time you left. Oh, she unplugged. Did you unplug my camera? Uh-oh. What happened? One sec, y'all. Okay, so the camera is on. So what could have gotten knocked? Let's unplug this. Oh, nothing really could have gotten knocked, I don't think. All right, let me figure out the camera thing real quick. It shouldn't take too long. I have a feeling I just need to do... Oh, they're back. Okay, I have no idea what happened. The dogs ran in here. The dogs ran in here when Aaron came with the food, as they do, and hey, Subby! Thank you for the $1.49 and the hamburger. Yeah, I feel substantially better. Okay, let's go ahead and get this installed. Turn this a little bit so I have a slightly easier time installing it, and there we go. I can't actually see if it's lined. Okay, I'm coming around. This is way easier. There we go. Oh, don't slide on me. All right, last arm is officially on. Are these? Yeah, these are loose. These are supposed to be, that's right, these are supposed to be able to move around. All right, the Hydra arms are officially on there. Sweet. All right, let's grab our lead screws next. Who drinks Ooh. Not to mention the sodium dump. The liquid meat is high in fat, thus it messes with your stomach, and people who are drunk like it because of that. That makes sense. I mean, I will say that Taco Bell was always one of the places when we'd be out with friends, we're like, hey, we should go get some greasy food for our stomachs. So I could see that. Start like this. All right, so one thing I do want to check is Turtle had mentioned that the couplers are probably going to be incredibly tight with the PTFE coating on these lead screws, so that I may need to sand ever so slightly the bottom of these. Won't the bed move when printing at high acceleration with the way it's mounted? Bed move? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because it should only move when it's doing something like tramming. I guess I could see it slightly moving during the heat and cool cycle. Yeah, I was gonna say, but with the 3 rails, and then there's a little ball. You can't see it. I'll show it in a little bit. There's a ball that's got a thread on it, and that will have threads attaching the bed on 3 corners. He's talking about the horizontal linear rails. You can move the bed side to side slightly by hand, but it remains stable in printing. Yeah, it's similar. Well, not similar, but the tri-point on the second cube is also attached to, like, two of the sides are just free floating on a little metal thing, and one of them can pivot, and it's been fine. Yeah. Hey, what's up, BBs? Happy Wednesday. It's not resting on the rails. It's screwed to a spherical ball. Yeah. Okay, what we're doing? We're testing the coupler fitting, so let's see how this does. No, it went through. That wasn't bad. Cool. Okay, we'll try it. I think we'll be okay. All right, so let's drop. Oh, that's right. Turtle said that I should have ran the palm nuts up and down the you guys exactly can't see what's happening because of that cable. I didn't run the palm nut up the rail at all, so it's not quite as smooth. Hebert also uses MG9 rails in a similar way. Okay. So I have a question. I'm curious to see people's answers. When it comes to using a coupler like this and a lead screw, I'm gonna bring this closer. How many are leaving a gap between the motor shaft and the lead screw? I feel like I've almost always butted them up against each other fully, but I've heard that you're not supposed to, and I don't know whether that's entirely true or not, and I'm curious to know what people think. Okay, someone leaves a gap. So Alien leaves a gap. I'm curious. I'd love to know, because I'm not convinced that my way of doing it is correct. You should have a gap. Okay. So 3 for 3 so far with gap. With that being said, then ideally you should have a small gap. Some people put a bearing in between. I didn't use those couplers. I worry that they allow float. Gotcha. The stretchy couplers. I don't think I have. Let me check in the garage really quick to see if I have any other couplers from Once Upon a Time. Gap. I don't. There shouldn't be an actual play between both rods. Okay, so far everyone is saying gap except boot. Yeah, I've heard both. And before, we're talking, I missed it, gap. So a gap between the lead screw and the motor shaft. The stock Y rails has couplers that are the same as stock. I don't know that I have them anymore, Turtle. I really don't think I have them anymore. Let's see. So I've got the one from just the other day. I don't think I kept that. Yeah, I've got one. Let me check in the garage really quick. And if I don't have it, I suppose it's something I can always swap out later on. I don't think I put any in this little box. Nope, not in here. That's an idler. Okay, yeah, let me check the garage really quick on this. The next question I have then for everyone that's leaving a gap, is it just so in this example, there's 3 of them. Are you using anything to measure that the gap's the exact same, or are you just like a thread's distance or something like that? The stretchy flexors do not work at high accelerations as they stretch. Hi, Delilah. No, I didn't forget anything. Just the couplers, which are the lead screw needs to attach to the motors to turn them, and they use a coupler which basically combines them. Well, the version that the kit, what? Is that me? Oh, the version that came in the kit is a flexible coupler, so it has kind of like a springy mechanism. But people are saying that it's not recommended at higher accelerations, and they can cause potentially issues. So trying to see if I have in my old box of printer parts out here some couplers from like years ago. I might not, and if I don't, I'll install them, but I'm gonna check really quick. Let's see. Ooh. Idler bearings, buttons, MOSFETs, idler bearings, Bowden fittings, tactile switches, jumpers, solder brake, heat brakes, thermistor, potentiometers, rotary cutting diodes, rotary sanding. I don't see couplers. Yeah, we might be going with flexible. Might be going with flexible couplers until I can get some non-flexible ones in. Yep. All right, well, another thing to order. Nope. Swing and a miss. Hi, Delilah. Pretty cool. All right, no, I don't have any. And I don't have the, I don't think I kept the weird Y motor that I ripped off of it. I kept some of the parts, but I don't think I kept that Y motor. Okay, let's see what it says. Yeah, for Z, for the high acceleration thing, I'm not super worried because it's just the Z. I mean, I might do some Z hopping, but I don't anticipate it'll be a big issue. Turtle mentioned something about floating. Well, I don't see any advantages to them being against each other, so gap it is. Use it fast enough. Oh, let me see. Turtle says I leave a small. Hold on, I want to read these because this is something that like I haven't had a big discussion about, but now that we're doing it, I'm like put a small bearing in between. You need some flex to prevent Z banding. Put a small bearing in between. A small bearing, like a ball. Wait, are you saying a bearing? Are you saying not to bottom it out on the stepper motor, or you're saying that put a ball, like a bearing in between the stepper motor and the lead screw? Gotta say, I love my integrated lead screws. Yeah, integrated lead screws removes the issue. If you leave it with a gap, you allow for vertical movement due to the spring in the coupler. Let it bottom out and lift it slightly before tightening. Okay, we'll just do that then. Okay, yes, ball bearing. I can do that. If we just want to drop a ball bearing in there, I'm good with that. I've got, I bought those balls and don't know that I'll ever use them for anything other than this moment. So let's see. Let's see if I can find them. This does not look like we're... Oh, yeah, they are. Yes. I knew that these balls weren't foolish purchase. Yes. All right. So we'll just do like... I think these are for MGN 12s, so I'll just grab one ball and drop it, and basically place it in there before I drop it down. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're fine. Like, the ball bearing, I don't think is really going to do much of anything except hopefully guarantee, that my gaps are identical between the three. But, since it was mentioned, and I have the balls, you know, why not? All right. So we're also missing, it looks like, one of the set screws for this lead screw, so I'll have to see if I have that somewhere. I think I do. You want to center the ball to align with the cut in the coupler. Well, that might be tricky. Maybe not. Beautiful. Okay. No, we lost our ball. Great. Do I have a magnet so I can grab this thing? I do. Got a lot of magnets. There we go. Okay, so let's start by dropping this onto here. Roughly, I just want to do them all the same. That's my biggest gripe right now, is that I want all these to be the same. So I want to use some kind of a shim or like a card. Let's see. Or using flexures, just need to be in the flexible portion, preferably center. Place the coupler first and place the ball inside. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Again, I want something to ensure, let's just use this. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so that way I'm just going to basically drop this onto my ruler to ensure that for all of the motors, I've got it at the same height. So let's tighten down this guy. I'll show what I'm doing when we get to one that's closer. But basically, yeah, I'm just using this ruler as a sort of shim underneath the coupler. So that way it's at the same height. I'm gonna do this for all of them. And now tightening it down onto the motor. I made sure that one of the set screws is on the flat portion of the motor shaft. I actually don't know if these ball bearings will work. I think that is there... Yeah, getting this centered is going to be super tricky with a ball this small. I don't know that it needs to be centered. I really don't. Let me try one thing here. Yeah, no, the ball's got magnetized. It's not gonna happen. Okay, so here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use your calipers to measure. Yeah, I could use my calipers, but the shim, it doesn't, like if it's a millimeter off, I just want it to be pretty close. I think I'm gonna use a larger I've got a MGN 15 balls. I think that will be easier to center. Let me see. Yeah, it's not perfectly centered still, but okay, now, there we go. I was gonna say, now it's being a jerk. I feel like this should feel looser. It feels fairly tight. Okay, so this coupler is missing one of the set screws. Let me see if I can find a replacement really quick here. You know that I saved some somewhere. Where is going to be the ultimate question? I think they might be right over here. Yes! I don't know how I remember these random places where these things are, but I found them. All right. Yeah, hopefully this works. Maybe it's like Turtle mentioned, I just need to move it, jog it up and down a few times, but it doesn't feel super free-flowing. Let me see, I'm gonna try the other ones and see see how they feel in comparison. I found a 3mm wrench to be the perfect size shim for mounting the coupling. Oh, nice, to the motor. Yeah, let's do the next one to see how it feels. If it feels completely different, I know that I definitely need to change something up, but you said 3mm? I have a feeling that this ruler is right at 3mm. All right, let's drop one of these balls in here. Your coupling is too low. It looks pretty centered to me. I don't know that it's too low. Nope. This needs to go through here. Okay, so I definitely think that the issue is not with the coupling, but it's actually with the maybe not, we'll see. I don't bother aligning until everything's installed. Yeah, that's fair. That's right. This well, Turtle's definitely right. I felt like it went in, but it definitely, with the PTFE coating on the lead screw, is very tight going into the coupler. And as far as how freely it spins, Delrin, yes, it was Delrin. Or no, or Palm, right? Is there, I can't remember. Isn't Delrin and Palm basically the same thing? Delrin's the brand name and Palm's the actual material. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, this lead screw seems to be, they're about the same. Okay, they feel about the same. Those are 5mm to 8mm flexures, right? Typically you want to use a 5mm bearing if you have it. I'm definitely not using a 5mm bearing. I have a feeling that this is 3 or so. Let me see. Actually, acetol. Acetol is the chemical name for Delrin. Okay. Did you leave space between both ends on the coupler? Yes. The shaft and the lead screw. Yeah, so there's a space from the bottom here, so it's not bottomed out. And then I put a little bearing in there, which is definitely not perfectly centered. So, but the bearing is just shy of 3 millimeters. So we'll see how it goes. I may end up replacing, regardless, I may end up replacing the couplers with non-flexible ones, but okay, what are we doing here? Last one. Bam. All right. Do the same thing. I want to have these the same direction, so this was the way. Okay, last one. I need to do more research into the spacing for the couplers. It's something I'm just really interested in because I've heard different things over the years. Like most things in 3D printing, I feel like the story changes as more information is out there, but I've definitely built a fair amount. Oh, there's metal shavings in this guy. I've definitely built a handful of 3D printers without leaving a gap. And I'm not saying it didn't cause issues, but it didn't cause issues that I was aware would have been attributed to that. Hey, what's up, Boot? Aha, what? There's a video on YouTube that shows how those flexures stretch. They use a high-speed camera to show it. It's just on flexible. Oh, so you're saying that if you're not using... Interesting, okay. So flexible couplers need that, so that way they're able to flex, which makes sense. If you have two pieces of metal, flat-ended, like attached to each other, they wouldn't really be able to bend away or bend in any direction. So that gap gives them a little bit of room to bend left or right. Interesting.
Finishing up my own build, I found a 3mm wrench as a spacer was perfect for centering shafts inside the coupler.
Hey, Keldek. What build? Hydra, Mercury 1.1? Found a 3mm wrench as a perfect spacer from centering, for centering shafts inside the coupler. Nice. I think that this ruler that I've been using is 3mm. I'm gonna check for fun now. Let's see. Nope. Not even close. It's a 1mm. On an Ender 5 S1. Interesting. Are you keeping the rest of the top of the Ender 5 S1? Or are you changing that up too? I have an Ender 5 S1 in the garage. I'm not doing really a video on it, and I'm super curious as to what you got going on with that. Okay, so let's drop the ball in. You're changing it out? Okay. Yeah, I've only used that printer a little bit. The firmware that it ships with sucks. It doesn't make sense in terms of, it homes to the bottom, there's a limit switch on the bottom, yet there's a, Yeah, there is a CR touch on it. And yeah, like it's just strange. I bought a kit and I'm still waiting for CoreXY before. Gotcha. Okay. They fixed the humming issue. Yeah, I did see that they came out with an updated firmware. It just sucks. Like, it sucks that they're selling it as a finished product and have been when it launched. It wasn't finished. But I found the positioning isn't remembered precisely for filming. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do with that printer. I'm not sure how it would work with the ZeroG upgrade. This one's missing. No. I'm not sure how it would work with the Mercury 1.1 upgrade because of the fact that the extrusions, if I'm remembering correctly, are not traditional T-slot or V-slot. They're like smooth-sided. They made custom extrusions for it, which is looks nice, but is really annoying for any sort of modifications. Sweet. Well, we've got the arms on, so I feel like I want to put the bed on now. It looks awesome. It's looking like a printer. Definitely has a lot more weight on it than it did when we started today's stream. Let's see. Okay, so what I want to see now is, where's our thick bed? It's over here. Oh, damn. Feet are hurting. Okay. What do we got? Okay, so we've got thick bed. Which is awesome. I can literally go around and manual level the Z, set Z offset, manual Z offset, manual Z offset, and it'll never be the same. Oh, that sucks. The SV05 also has that closed frame. The way they did it on that one I saw was just keeping the stock Z. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think that if you wanted to, you could essentially drill into the extrusions, but it's not something everyone feels comfortable doing. And it's not even something like, I don't think I would even really want to do. Okay, so I need to think for a second here. This is obviously going on the bottom of it, and it looks like it's got beautiful cutouts for the mounting holes, as well as for a fuse. Interesting. Are you running, Turtle, are you running any of these AC honey badger beds? Are you running one? And if so, how did you do your fuse? Did you just cut the sleeving on here? Is there an ETA for the SV06 Plus review? Yeah, there is. My target date is, so this Saturday's video is done, which would be for the 15th, 16th, so 18th is done, and I'm working on the 25th video. So it would be the Saturday after the 25th. You need to cut the sleeving. Okay, cool. That's what I'll do then. Yeah, the SV05 or SV06 Plus video should be the Saturday after the 25th. Based off my current order of operations. Okay, I'm gonna take this off for a second. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, so this is the top. Okay, so bottom side is this side with the logo, which makes sense. Well, I guess doesn't necessarily make sense, but so you've got bolts going through here. You've got the threaded holes for the for mounting, I guess, something like either an extra thermistor or a fuse, and then this side is your top side where it's got bigger pockets, which are going to be for your bolts that are actually going through. So let's go like this. The X extrusion is standard 2020. Nice, okay. I also sand the surface and with red Scotch Brite, then clean. You sand this surface? I don't know what red Scotch Brite is. I'm definitely going to wipe it down right now with IPA. I'm definitely going to mark it or wipe it down with IPA. I don't think I'm going to scuff it. Unless you really think I should. I have sandpaper in the garage I can grab to do a light pass over with it. But I don't have, I wish I had something like a wire mesh or something like that. Just use a lot of alcohol to clean it if you're adding a magnet. Cleaning is probably, okay, we'll do cleaning then. Who's taking off? Good night. Hey, William, have a wonderful night. I'm sorry that I made you hungry, and maybe you should have a late night bowl of cereal, because if it was me and it was 1 o'clock or so my time, I would absolutely be having some cereal before bed. But thank you for hanging out. Okay, so we've got our napkins. Also, what time is? Someone keep checking the time. I've got I got like another 20 or so minutes, then I gotta get off. I just go overkill. There's nothing wrong with going overkill. I'd rather go overkill than underkill. Or safe than sorry, I guess, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Clean your beds, people. Perfectly. Clean your beds. That is not what I was expecting. That's dirty. Holy crap. Perfectly fine, just okay, awesome. Glad you had a good night snack. Have to go to bed, have to go up to work, it's, oh man, yeah, 12:30, yeah, I'll keep an eye out for the mail. Awesome, oh yeah, yep. I will, if you haven't gotten an email, today's Wednesday, if you haven't gotten an email by like Friday, message me on Discord or anything, but I'm usually doing it the same night, but today it's gonna throw off my groove because I'm leaving after the stream, but yes. Yeah, that's dusty. Again, to be fair, this has been just sitting in this room for probably 2 months now. However, I think that most of that's probably from shipping and stuff from before. But yeah, we're going to do a few passes because that is not going to help with any of our adhesion. I mean, we're still getting dark, so pour a little bit more. That's crazy. I don't know why I just didn't expect that much. Still getting some dark. Who is Daniel? That is a great question. Man, it's still getting there. All right, we'll do one more napkin, and I'll probably just run with it. Is that just a matter of cleaning? I meant tape sticking it here, so I'll just keep the fuse on it. All right, it's getting lighter. One more. Yeah, definitely clean your plates. I would say there's probably been times in the past that I haven't. I don't think I'll ever make that mistake again. I can almost guarantee that that would have been the reason that this would not have stuck well. So, okay, let me cover this up really quick here. I bought some adhesive primary for silicone. I'm definitely not gonna throw it into the dishwasher, but I am wondering, I do typically use Dawn dish soap. The glue on the heater takes about 3 days to fully cure. Yeah, I'm brain farting here because I'm talking about a lot of things, but I usually use a dot of dish soap on powder coated PEI, and it works really well. I'm almost wondering if you guys are right, if I should just really quickly take this and just use a drop of dish soap on my hand and clean up both the front, because I'm gonna have to do the other side as well for the for that. I'm gonna do that. I'll be right back. Let me a couple minutes here. I won't be more than like 2-3 minutes. BRB. I'd rather not. I'd rather not spend the couple minutes and then. There we go. And then be bummed out when the bed starts to peel off. So. Whew. All right. This is the cleanest build plate I've ever had. Ooh. Let's see. So we did a little bit of dish soap on both sides. Okay, we're running with it. Dad's back, I had the beer. Beer is allowed. We're of age. Most of us. Not all of us, but most of us. Okay. Is the paper still gray? I could check. I saw someone asking if isopropyl alcohol will always come back gray, which is interesting. Let's find out. This is clean. Let's do a little bit drop. You know what? I have something to add to this. Although no. Yeah, still black. This thing's clean though. So I'm wondering if it's the, someone said isopropyl alcohol turns that color. Oh wait, my mic's not back on. Sorry. Yeah, somebody was talking about whether the isopropyl alcohol just turns that color due to it being rubbed against aluminum. Also, I'm wondering, because the logo in the center, I'm almost positive that it could be CNC milled, I guess. You know what? It could be CNC milled, but I'm yeah, I'm wondering if that was CNC'd or whether that was a fiber laser did that. And if the fiber laser did it, maybe there's some metal dust that's inside of the fine lines on there, and when I'm rubbing it, it's getting some of that out. But I still have a hard time believing that after running warm water with some dish soap over it, that would be the case. So I don't know. My my conclusion is a shoulder shrug. I don't know the answer. So, but I'm still very glad that we cleaned it, because the first wipe down was more than just the aluminum being removed. That was definitely dirt or mess. One second. Okay. The logo is CNC. Oh, so it's CNC'd. Aluminum oxidizes over time and needs to be cleaned. Okay, so it is CNC'd then. Before I take this whole thing off, I just want to make sure, yeah, that looks good. Okay. Spray it with a spray bottle. It should not bead if clean, only sheet off. Perfect. Oh, it looks so good. Yeah, but you're getting a chemical reaction between the iso and aluminum. Well, at least we covered our bases, right? It's clean. We didn't know, so we cleaned it a little bit more. It's still there. I feel pretty content with our end result here. So, okay, so the magnet for the top covers everything. So we definitely don't want to install this magnetic sheet. Wait, unless this is, yeah. Oh, it looks right. So we definitely don't want to install the magnetic sheet until we've got this bed bolted in place, which, so Turtle, question then, I'm just thinking if the magnetic surface for the flex plate system doesn't have holes in it, and I were to install the bolts first to attach it to the Hydra, then put that on there, there would be no way to remove it using the Wagos, right? Like I need to punch holes then if I'm going to want to be able to remove it, because based off what I'm seeing here, I'm threading the 3 holes into the 3 moving balls on there, so I won't be able to. I use a Sharpie to press into the hole and cut them out. Okay, gotcha. I think in the past I've used a punch. Let's get this mounted. Yeah, let's get this mounted. I might worry about punching out the holes a little bit later. Also, it's getting a little bit closer to me needing to head out, and I just want to get the bed mounted. Yeah, I'll punch out the holes then. I tried a few different ways of cutting out the holes on the V-Minion that didn't go so well, so I think the best method is using a punch. Okay, all right, this looks good. Let's get this over here. Okay, so what, do you know what size bolts I'm supposed to be using for this? I've got M4, probably these, using X-Acto knife. M4, okay, so it's gotta be these. X-Acto knife, huh? I feel like, are you just doing an X pattern then on yours? because I feel like it'd be tough to cut a circle out. Maybe it's just my X-Acto knife that sucks, or I suck with X-Acto knives. Why does it feel like I'm doing this wrong? This doesn't seem right, Turtle. What am I doing wrong here? Am I supposed to have a, I feel like there's supposed to be something on the bottom side here. You need to add a spacer. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say something seems off. I think I saw metal spacers in this kit somewhere. I did. Cool. Okay. Balls. No balls. The ball. Oh, the balls are already in here. Okay, that feels way more right. Nope. We're missing. Oh, there we are. Okay, I don't want to go too tight. Just kidding. No, I would rather you tell me something and we have already done it than you think that I need to do something and not tell me, and then afterwards I'm like, ah. Jose is just being funny. All right. Hey, Alien, are those spacers? Slice may want to have a word about their patent. Where are... How? Okay, there they are. How did I lose them? I just had them. Clean with soap and water prior, then acetone and tack cloth make for a guaranteed clean surface. Yeah, I will say that, oops, the cleaning we just did on this bed is without a doubt at least double the amount of cleaning I've ever done on any bed. And it's been fine. So I think we'll be okay. Also, Turtle or Dutch, the screw that's on the end of the tank that sort of helps hold it in place, I think that I tightened that ever so slightly, but not a ton. Once this is installed, should that be loosened more so the ball is completely free-flowing and easy, or is it fine just to leave it as is? I think that's the last of my questions for the day. I just want to make sure I have that set correctly. Back it off after you install the bed. Okay, back it off, cool turns. Okay, sweet. Cool, cool, cool. Will do. This thing looks freaking awesome. Nope, I'm getting excited and putting the spacer on the wrong way. This is an awkward angle. There we go. Shit. I must have not tightened those balls enough when you initially told me to tighten them, Dutch, because they're still spinning. Spinny balls. Are we good? No, we're not. Oh, oh. Oh, come on, it's the last. It's always the last. Wait a second. This last ball's gonna be a jerk. Oh, we're so in. We are in. Let's go. All right, yeah, definitely see why you told me. I think I had one Costco ball with 4 threads. I had to run a screw through a couple times to clean up the threads. Yeah, no, it was just me. Dutch had said when we were building that part to tighten, turn it in a bit so that way it's gonna help when you install the bed bolts. And I think that I was a little bit too gentle as far as my threading. Okay, so we should be good. And this looks freaking awesome. All right, let me let's go here really quick, and then I'm going to get the screws out. I don't know if this is the right. No, it's not. So it must be 2.5. Where are we? 2.5, 3.0, 2.0, 1.5, 4.0. All the screws with all of the drivers with the right one. There we go. 1, 2. One and 2 and that's funny. That's funny. There is no screw in this last one. No wonder I was having a tough time keeping it aligned. I wonder if I never installed it, if I go back in the stream when we were doing that, if I got distracted and then just never installed it. No wonder it was spinning. Okay, let me put a screw in there then. My 2.5 lives with my 10mm socket. Yeah, that's probably smart. M310, you said? Oh, not M38? Shoot. Yeah, I got one M310. Yay, Fabrico, for giving me a spare screw. Talking about these screws, you're completely missing one. What? What you talking about? What do you mean oh, yeah. This is what you're talking about. Are you sure it's an M3? Oh, yeah, I think you are, sure. Let me see if I can get a better angle from this side. Yeah, no wonder it was spinning around though and being a jerk. It was completely free spinning. All right. Come on, there we go. All right, we're free spinning. It's beautiful. It looks awesome. The mini tank rails are the only parts I don't use. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. I shouldn't have questioned you. Okay. Oh god, look at it. It looks awesome. So, man, it looks awesome. I'm super excited. So, let's talk a quick game plan before I end the stream. Let me also move this over here for right now. So, today we got basically the full Hydra installed. Last week was, I'm gonna sit for a second. The bed wobble. What's wobbling is these linear rails, the small linear rails, which are there for heat. If the bed expands and contracts, that's why there's a little bit of play there. It's the same way on my second cube, I believe. But that is a good point. Is there anything that needs to be done to secure these linear rails, or is this is how it's supposed to be? Is a little bit of movement like that? Okay, Turtle says no, it's normal. Do you recommend the Sovol SV06? Yes, it is a great printer if you're looking for a budget 3D printer that can print with a wide range of materials. TPUs, because the direct drive, planetary gear is awesome, and the all metal hot end will let you print with as much filament options as you like anything up to really polycarbonate if you enclose the thing and figure out a way to keep it from warping away. Nope, your hot end doesn't hit your bed like that. Okay, so yeah, last week we basically prepped the arms and did the skirts and the feet. My game plan between now and next week's stream is to install the top magnetic flex plate. It is to get I'll probably just do the Wagos on my own and wire those for the bed up top here. To get Turtle the dimensions for the switch on the very front here, so that way I can reprint this foot out in the correct size for this little switch. And then printing out as many of the DIN rail mounting points that I'll need. So I printed out the M8P1 for the board that Turtle sent me. I think I actually have a metal one for the SSR, but I'll need to print out the ones for the power supply. And what else am I forgetting? Is that it? Because I'm using the Manta M8P. We've got the board. There's no Pi because we're using the CB1, which is on the printer. Then the power supply, then the SSR, and then some Wagos. I need to print out some Wago DINs. So next week we will try to do the majority of the wiring. I'm gonna see if I can even cut out a panel or two between now and next week on the CNC machine for the top at least, if not the bottom. The bottom I still kind of want to do white after Turtle said that. I think it'll look red. So yeah, next week the goal will be to do as much of the wiring as possible and hopefully start playing around with the CB1. I mean, luckily all this stuff down here is at least crimped correctly. I just don't know as far as making it look pretty, how much I'm going to do right away if I'm going to add a can board setup to it. We'll figure it out though. So, Finger Reply will order the SV06 time for my Ender 3 to retire. Yeah, it's, I mean, if you watch my video on it, that will give you a lot more input on the printer and my thoughts on it versus, you know, my little quick answer right here. I would watch my full video on it and just make sure you know. But I know a neat little printer you can turn that Ender 3 into. It wobbles because there are 2 points of moving parts, the linear rails and the ball bearings and some of the tanks. I'm sure it's by design. I never used a printed sub 10-minute benches with no issues from bed movement. No one will be moving the bed by hand during a print, so it won't move like that. The plate should not be perpendicular to any of the rails, thus it won't wiggle. I guess I can't feel stiffness from here. Yeah, it's quite stiff. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. We'll get it printing very soon here and see how it all goes. But I will say that, again, this printer I haven't had any issues with. You can't really see it that well, but it's basically got a ball as well. And the ball on this side is in a vertical or a horizontal slot that can move back and forth. Like, oh yeah, oh, you can't see this, can you at all? Okay, but basically this printer right here can absolutely move. And I haven't had any issues with it, so I think it's fine. I don't, no, it's not possible to make a connector like that wobble, only if the linear rails are loose. Turn the Ender into what? Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I've got to get going and we're gonna go to dinner, but thank you everybody for hanging out. We made a ton of progress. It's basically done as far as the mechanical parts of it all. So next week we're gonna move on to the DIN rails, the electronics, and hopefully configuring firmware. I don't know how far we'll get next week, but I've got a dream. So if we do a longer stream like today's, which was 4 hours, we might be able to push plastic, but I don't know. We'll see. Love those Z-Tanks. Yeah, the Z-Tanks are awesome. Stay around for Trig 101. Second dinner, absolutely. Have a great night, David. Thank you, everyone. Major, thanks for hanging out. Ayers, Axel, Jose, I'll see you next Wednesday, hopefully. Take care. Again, Dutch and Turtle, thank you both very much for all of the info and pointers and stuff. It's looking beautiful, and I'm super excited to put sort of the finishing touches on it and get it actually printing. So on that note, have a wonderful night, everybody, and I will get next week's stream scheduled probably in the next day or so here. So same place, same time, and I will talk to y'all then.